Honor ye him. Go ahead.
And when the disciples heard it,
what? This is who you have to follow. This is what it's all about. Go ahead.
and when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid.
Right. So this is the point. The Lord is saying, listen, you got to follow the Lord. You got to follow my son because he's the only begotten son. See, Elijah, they're sons of God, but they're not the only begotten son of the Most High. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Read the precept.
Exodus 23.
Acts 4 and 12.
Exodus 23 and verse 20. It says, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Right now, that's going back to when we were coming out of Egypt. There was a specific angel, and that word for angel is in a capital A letter. It's not a regular angel. It's not Michael. It's not Gabriel. This is an angel above all those other angels. This is speaking about the Son of the Father. He was always there, okay, as the right hand doing the works.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Archangel is Michael is known as the archangel. That's his title. What?
Verse 21, beware of him and obey
But
his
he's
voice.
above Michael. Okay? Michael answers to him. What?
Beware of him and obey his voice.
Right.
Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgression.
Right.
For my name is in him.
Right. Right. Brothers should be thinking about all kinds of precepts. Yeah. Go ahead. What is about
Hebrews 8 and 6. But now he had obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better
See,
covenant.
because what happened was we fell away. So what we're about to get is Deuteronomy 28. Get Deuteronomy 28. The reason why the Lord had to come was well, I don't worry about these people. You know, the majority of these people are going to die anyway. But listen, the thing is this, right? There's a reason the Lord had to come. He had to come because of the falling away. All right? Okay. Read that again. That part you read and stop there and go to Deuteronomy 28:15.
Hebrews 8 and 6. But now he had obtained a more excellent ministry, but how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
A better covenant. Now there was a first covenant. You know what the first covenant was? That's dealing with Moses. Well, that was a covenant, but that wasn't the first covenant made to the Israelites. Because the Israelites were around in the time of Moses, right? So the first covenant would be dealing with Moses when he gave the law, statutes, and commandments to keep. Okay, you got Deuteronomy 28? I got it right here. Okay, good.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
Do not keep these commandments. If you don't keep this covenant that I'm about to make with you, then guess what? All these curses are going to come upon your people. Okay? That's what he said. That's what he said to us. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how you identify who the true Israelites are.
That's right.
Today. Those people that you're following with right now, trying to portray themselves as the Israelites, they're not the true Israelites because they don't fit the prophecies, they don't fit the curses, they don't even fit the characteristics. Okay? So now, the Lord already gave us clues about who the true Israelites are. Okay?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee.
Now, when you read those curses, that only fits one people. That's our people. That's the people. It's scattered around the earth.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the curses are upon the Israelites for a sign.
And for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever.
And then what's a sign that says to turn left? That's a sign that, okay, this is where I got to turn. You understand what I'm saying? Or the sign that says the bay. Okay, now I know this is the bay store because it has the sign of the bay on it. Now the sign of who the Israelites are today is based upon the curses. Now the curses are going to be lifted up off of us and he's going to put the blessings upon us. Alright, but that's when the Lord comes back. Okay? Now that's what the whole point is. Okay? Because other than that we would have been doomed. Now read Daniel 9. Read
Daniel 9 and verse 9. To the Lord our power, to the Lord our God belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our God.
We didn't obey the voice. We didn't obey the commandment, the covenant. Go ahead.
To walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing that they might not obey thy voice.
Right?
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
Right, so that's why the curse came, because we didn't obey the voice. Now that's why the curse came. And it says, what's some of the curses? Your businesses will be cursed. You'll be in the lowest part of the city. You'll be, you know what I'm saying? Your kids will be cursed, discriminated against. That's part of the curses. Okay, that's the fatherless households. That's part of the curses. Okay?
Slavery.
That's why, not why they are hated, because they're not the true Israelites. Those curses don't have fatherless households. Okay, who has fatherless household? Who's known to have a fatherless household? The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right?
Slavery.
Okay? And that's not every single so-called black person, because you got black people in East Africa. Those are not our people. Okay? Yeah, but but the most of those people are not our people. You understand? The majority of the people that are our people are on the west coast of Africa. And that's where the majority of the Israelites went. Now you have some Israelites, absolutely. And you have some Israelites that are scattered in different parts, but the predominant is over in the west. Go ahead.
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
Go ahead.
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
Right.
And the oath that is written in the law of Moses,
Yep.
the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
So this is what it's all about. Now, how are we redeemed from that? Okay? The time of that my redeemed is come. It's going to come through the Savior that He sent down, the last Savior. Okay? The final Savior, in other words. Okay? Go ahead.
Isaiah 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Right.
He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Right. Now, what does good tidings mean? The gospel means good news, right? So the New Testament, that's bringing the good news back to the Israelites. So you're not done. You're not done away with it. Okay, the Lord has not. Oh, Romans 11 right now. Okay, you're not done away with it. The Lord's not going to do away with us as a people, because he had a promise to our forefathers.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, read Romans 11 real quick, first chapter.
This is Romans 11 and verse 1. I say then, hath the Most High cast away His people?
Did God cast away His people, which are the Israelites? Go ahead.
The Most High forbid.
He said, God forbid. Go ahead.
For I also am an Israelite,
Right.
of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right. So He was telling them, listen, the Lord ain't cast us off. Okay? Because a lot of the perception was, man, what are we going to do? Because we need that Savior. Go ahead.
Verse 2. The Most High hath not cast away His people, which He foreknew.
Right.
Will ye not what the scripture said of Elias, how he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets.
No, I'll keep going. Keep going.
He says, Lord,
because Elijah, the prophets, at some point they got fed up with us. Okay, you see, the majority of our people, they come up against us, the word. What are we trying to teach them the good news? Right? So the majority of the prophets got fed up, and they said, man, they just put a curse on the wicked, okay, including our people. And the Lord said, listen, I'm not going to destroy them. Okay, so Elijah got fed up at a certain point. Okay, and the Lord wasn't going to fulfill the part of them being fully destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 3, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thine altars.
Right.
And
Who killed the prophets? It was mainly the Israelites. It was the Israelites who killed. It wasn't really the heathen that was killing the other nation that was killing the prophets. It was the Israelites that was killing the prophets. You see that? Go ahead.
Even Yahushua?
Huh?
Even Yahushua?
Even the Lord, Yahushua. He was crucified by who? His own people. They brought him up to the Romans. No, well, they brought him to the Romans. And even Pontius Pilate, he's like, I don't see no fault in this man. You know, and he washed his hands of it, right? But at the end of the day, they were like, no, release Barabbas. They want to release a murderer and have him crucified. You see? So this is always the sentiment of the majority of the people against the Israelites. I mean, against the prophets. Go ahead.
and dig down thine
We're back here again. Go ahead.
and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what's it the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right. So the Lord said, listen, I have a certain amount of men that have not followed the ways of wickedness. And He always has those men reserved. Right now, in this time, there's the 144,000 and the elect of the nation of Israel. When you read the 144,000, It only lists the 12 tribes of Israel. Then it speaks about the great multitude, which will be our people that are scattered amongst different nations. Like I said, you had the Israelites that mostly went to the west coast of Africa, but you have Israelites that in the east and in Ethiopia and Eritrea and Sudan and wherever, man, Syria, okay, Morocco,
That's when the
Europe.
Israelites were scattered.
Yes, bro. Very good. Because the Israelites were that's part of the curse. Right, yeah. That goes back to the curse. Read that curse, please.
I thought they disappeared.
No,
I thought they disappeared.
no, it was part of the curse. Go ahead, read that.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Right, so they become Muslims, they're Buddhists, they're this, they're that, right? They follow all different manner of philosophies in these other lands. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known,
Right.
even wood and stone. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease.
Why are we going to find no ease amongst these nations? Because these other nations hate us. You understand? This is why we're not going to find no ease. Okay? Go ahead.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes
Right.
and sorrow of
All you
mind.
got to do is go back and watch those slavery movies. Okay? To see how scared they were to do certain things and get lynched at any moment. You understand what I'm saying to you? That was the Israelites going through that. Okay? Those are the Israelites going into that last captivity. Okay? You watch Roots, 12 Years a Slave. Okay? The Birth of a Nation. Those movies that show you what the Israelites have been going through. And even after that, it was even more horrific. Because they'll come to your house and burn the cross on your lawn and pull out your child out of the house and kill him. Huh? So, really, at the end of the day, I don't remember the exact reason why they burned it and all that.
Why the cross?
I don't know. But at the end of the day, they proclaim to be Christians, but they do everything against what the Bible says.
You know what they say when we go back to Prophecies about these people?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well,
I said to them, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
right. But one thing you have to understand is this. The majority, those people that are calling themselves Israelites over there or Jews over there are not descendants of the true Israel. You have to understand that. That's the one thing you got to get out of your mind. When you're looking at them, they got the hat on, they got the curls on. These are the people. Those are not the people. Okay? Those are converts to the truth. Those are converts, not to the truth, but those are converts to being Israelites. You have to understand. We always had one. Yes. The curls, the hat, all of it. The majority of people over there. Right, that's right. That's right.
Revelation 2 and 9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right. Originally, this would be the Israelites, but you tie that to those.
You know your
faith.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's going over here. I'm trying to go slow. Because I know a lot of things can go over there. Go ahead, what you got?
This is it. I know nothing.
That's okay, bro. That's the right spirit to come in. That's the right spirit to come in. Okay? You might
Call me, I'm a convert to...
well, you might not be a convert. Right? You might actually be over the civil. We don't know. We don't know yet. But they're converts. They're converts. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 36 and verse 5.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land.
Read that again. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, the people that you see there, okay, the majority of so-called white people in general come from the nation of Edom, the Edomites in the Bible. Okay, so we got to go through that too, because those people do not descend from Jacob, they descend from Esau, which was the brother of Jacob. Matter of fact, go to Genesis 25. Well, she found the quote. You found it yet? You found it too? Okay, so he got it. Go to Genesis 25, dealing with Esau coming out, and read that. Okay?
This is Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. Thus said the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have...
Now, Idumea, we got to stop there. Now the Lord is speaking against the residue of the heathen and all Idumea. Who is Idumea? That's another way of saying the Edomites. It's another way of saying Edom. The Edomites, Idumea. Okay? Now, go ahead. Now, like I told you, the majority of the so-called white people, the people that wear small hats and the curls, those are Idumeans. Those are Edomites. Go ahead.
Which have appointed my land into their
Listen
possession.
close. Which have appointed my land. What's the land of the Lord? Israel. Which have appointed my land into their possession. That's what we're trying to show you. They have the control of that land right now. It's not the true Israelites. Right, but the point is this. The point is this, which the Israelites are supreme, but the point is this, that those people over there are not the true Israelites. I'm trying to break it down to you. Read it again.
This is Ezekiel
Because
36.
your spirit is telling you, showing you that they're not. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all
I'm
Idumea,
speaking against all of Idumea, all the Edomites. Go ahead.
which have appointed my land into their possession.
Which have took my land into their possession. Not my people. They have took my land into their possession. The Edomites. Right. Not the Israelites, the Edomites. Right? So now you're starting to get the picture of who's there.
No, I'm so
Go ahead.
thrilled with what you're saying.
Beautiful.
That is
That's because the Spirit of the Lord is not there, brother. That's why. Go ahead.
Which have appointed my land to their possession with
Right.
the joy of all their
They
heart.
appointed the land of the Lord into their possession with the joy of all their heart. They have something called what, the Balfour Declaration, right? Where he said, "Oh, I say with great joy to the Rothschilds," which I thought they were being oppressed. How the Rothschilds was ruling at that time. They're sending letters to them. You understand what I'm saying? You see, the story don't add up. Okay? Now, and by the way, the Rothschilds know that they're Edomites. They know they go back to the house of Esau. Go ahead.
With the joy of all their heart,
Yeah.
with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
What does it mean to cast out for prey? You got other nations fighting over the land. When we get the land, the scriptures say that the people shall dwell alone. We ain't gonna be no fighting, man. There's gonna be an authority that's gonna be laid out by the Most High.
That's right.
And the power is gonna be irrefutable. Ain't gonna be no bombs dropping, no rocket shot, none of that. My name, Prakash. Say Alfred. Okay.
They're even saying that when they sell the Opera
Is that one day? Listen, absolutely not. Is that what you got to ask yourself? Is this? Is that part of prophecy? It's not. It's not part of prophecy. It's absolutely not. Read that.
Number 23.
See, so that's my point. They don't fit prophecy. We fit prophecy. Go ahead.
Number 23 and verse 9. For from the tops of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him.
Yep.
Lo, the people shall dwell alone.
What people? The Israelites are going to dwell alone where? In the land of Israel. There won't be no Ishmaelites on this side, Arabs on this side fighting. No. It's only going to be the Israelites. And those people that are there now are not the true Israelites. Go ahead.
Lo,
Read.
lo, the people shall dwell alone,
Yeah.
and shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Right, meaning we're going to be on a totally different category than the other nations. Okay? So that's the whole point. So, matter of fact, you can get Isaiah. Okay, go ahead.
Book of
Isaiah. Yep, go ahead.
Book of Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations
Now,
shall
the
flow
mountain
unto it.
represents, take your time and read. The mountain is dealing with the government. Okay? When they have a gathering of the governments and the leaders, what they call it, a summit. Now, what is a summit? G9 summit, 2027 summit, whatever. Right? What is a summit? That's the top of a mountain. That's spiritual. A summit, when you see the top with the snow on it, that's a summit. So that's spiritual, showing you that the summit is synonymous with the government. Now, the government of Israel is going to be above all other governments when the kingdom of heaven comes. Go ahead.
And all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
So when the Israelites are in that land, and they're the top government on the earth, those nations are going to go to the land of Israel to what? To learn the ways of God, the ways of the Most High. Are they learning the ways of the Most High in Israel right now? Absolutely. They're having the biggest gate parades over there, right? And first of all, if the Israelites were doing that, the Lord would have, if those were the true Israelites, the Lord would have already brought fire and destruction. They would have already went into slavery. They would have already been enslaved and shackles. You understand what I'm saying? Like, quick. You understand the fact that the Lord is kind of sitting back shows you that those are not the people. Because he's sitting back so that he can ultimately completely destroy them for their wickedness. He's allowing them to build up the town. Go ahead.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word.
Out of Zion shall go forth what law? The laws of the Most High. What's one of the laws? Man shall not lie with man. Okay? Man shall not lie with beast. Okay? A man sees not supposed to lend on usury to his brother. Those banks is going against the law. And those banks heavily depend on usury, which is interest. That's against the law to lend to another Israelite on interest. They don't give a damn. They own all the banks. Okay? Showing you what? That those are not the people. They do not fit the bill. Oh, by the way, the scripture, the curse says that they shall lend to us and we shall not lend to them. How are they lending out like that? They don't fit the bill. Are you getting the picture? Those are not the people. Good. Verse.
What are you doing with this?
Right. Oh. Worse than everything. Yeah. Then they go, but because they're not set up to follow the ways of Christ. Okay, the true Israelites were set up to follow the ways of Christ.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Right.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
So when the true Israelites are in the land, there's not going to be any more war. Okay? War is going to be done away with. The true Israelites are the people you see on this sign. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered around the earth.
Everybody.
No, it's not everybody.
No, what I'm saying is not just.
No, they're not the Israelites, okay? They're not the Israelites at all. They're right. But the thing is this, they're not the Israelites at all, okay? You have to understand that, right? It's not, listen, the Israelites, the prototype look of an Israelite is the look of a so-called Negro. Okay, that's the prototype look of an Israelite. Okay, with woolly hair, you know? But Ethiopians, and also they look like Ethiopians. The Ethiopians are not Israelites. Okay? Generally, Ethiopians go to Cush. They go back to the Cushites. When you look at the history of the Ethiopians, they'll even a lot of them will tell you they know their history. If they know their history, they go back to Cush, the Cushites. Okay? That's where the Ethiopians descend from, predominantly. Okay? Like I said, you got certain people from amongst these other nations that are actually our people. All right, and the Spirit will reveal who's who, because like I said, we're scattered amongst them. Like Abba, from Abba and Freak Show, that's an Israelite. He's one of us. He goes back to the Ethiopians, but he really goes back to the Israelites if he goes further. He doesn't go back to the Israelites. Well, how do I know? Because of his spirit. Nipsey Hussle.
My grandma was thinking about
Right.
Why you doing this?
And your father was Ethiopian too?
Born to a woman.
Okay.
Came from Ethiopia.
Okay.
Then every one of
Right. Well, you might go back to the nation of Cush. You might go back to the Cushites, which it's better to be a Cushite than to be an Edomite. It's better to be anything than to be an Edomite, because at least in the kingdom, the other nations will get to live in their land and prosper under a righteous rulership. The Edomites are not going to get there. Okay, they're not going to get there. Okay, they're going to actually be done away with. Anyways, let's go to Genesis 25.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and verse.
And we're going to show you the origin of the Edomites, because if you notice, every nation on the earth has melanin, right? What you know what melanin is? The brown shade. Everyone has that brown tone, right? From a dark to a light shade, except for the so-called white people. Now you have to ask yourself, why is that? You're talking right, because they're not white. Because they're not white. There's no such thing as white people. Just like we're not black. There's no such thing as black people. We're different shades of brown. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, right? And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
Right.
And she said,
So within the womb, Jacob and Esau were fighting, right? Because Jacob is the righteous and Esau is the wicked. Give me a vessel unto honor, a vessel unto this, one can get it. Okay? So
Israel versus Jacob.
yes, Israel, yep, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Okay, so anyone that came out of him was an Israelite. Okay? Anyone that came out of Jacob was an Israelite. Everyone doesn't come out of Jacob. Right? Like the Elamites, they come out of Elam. Okay? The Cushites, they come out of Cush. The Edomites come out of Edom. Okay? Which is the worst thing you could do is an Edomite. Okay? Go ahead.
and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be thus, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right.
And she went to inquire.
They were fighting from the womb because, like I told you, it's nothing but Cain and Abel all over again. The righteous and the wicked coming out of the same womb.
Right? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 separate nations coming from the same person, man and woman. 2 nations. Right?
And 2 manner of people.
2 types of people, 2 characteristics of people. Okay? Right? Well, let's give some examples of our characteristics versus their characteristics. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we like our meat well done. Okay? So-called white guys, they like their meat how? Medium, rare, right? You understand? No, I'm just giving you an example. But this is a spiritual thing. It's not a thing where you have to be taught this. This is really a spiritual thing. Okay? We look at it, it's cake, it's rare, like, nah, I ain't feeling it. But they look at it, they say, oh, that looks delicious. Okay? That's an example of the different mindset between Jacob and Esau. Go ahead.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And one people shall be stronger than the other. And we're the stronger. Okay? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, what more do I have to tell you? Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, this, that, the third. I can go down the list forever of the true Israelites that dominate anything they get into.
That's right.
Okay? They don't dominate, man. So, where's all the small hat people that are top athletes? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you? Top runners. No, because they're not the stronger. The stronger is Jacob.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Now we're going to find out who was the elder. The elder will be the one that comes out first. Right? That would be the oldest one, right? When it comes out first. We'll find out who the elder is. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right? They were twins, but they were paternal twins, meaning they looked different. They came out at the same time, but they looked different. Go ahead.
And the first came out red.
Oh, this is the key factor. We gotta get that image too of Esau being red today. See, when you see these so-called white people, they're not white. They no such thing as white. They're red. If you go look at them right now, especially since the sun is up, right? If you go take a look right now, they're red.
Spiritual.
They're red. Okay, you got a bunch of so-called white people walking right now. They're red. They're not white. Okay, that was a term that was created in 1681. No, but this is what this. But this no, because you know why he's saying this like this? Because he's been discriminated against for a very long time. Being that, because that's how they are. Okay, I already know how they get down when it comes to the Ethiopians, the other people that come and claim to be. They say, oh, come to this, but then they treat them like shit. But anyways, the point is this: when you look at them, they're red. Now, this was a key characteristic. Look at this gentleman here. He is red, man. His hair is white. The back of his neck, everything is red. You see that? Red, which is a derivative of red. Okay? So, this is a characteristic, a physical characteristic of Esau, the father of the Edomites. Go ahead, read that again.
And verse 25, and the first came out red.
The first came out red.
All over like in hairy garments.
Right.
And they called his name Esau.
Right, because he looked at me and said, the word Esau means wasted away. He said, whoa, right? Because at that time, that wasn't normal. Okay, at that time, everyone was dark skinned, dark brown to a medium brown. Okay? But now they had the Edomites who came on the scene, okay, which was the first so-called white person that came on the scene was Esau. Okay? They said, oh, he came out. Like I said, they're not white, they're red. Okay? We're using the term white so you can understand because that's what they have pushed in the minds of the people. Go ahead.
That's why they didn't also describe Jacob. Because Jacob was the norm. He came out having melanin. Esau, he came out wasted away, no melanin. That's why he's described.
Go ahead.
And verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was three,
And it didn't describe Jacob. You notice it didn't describe Jacob, right? Why didn't it describe Jacob? Because Jacob came out normal. He came out regular. Exactly. He lacked melanin.
Curse.
I said, look at oh my goodness. So this guy didn't have no skin pigments. That was black. You understand? But then when you saw Jacob, it was normal. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, not just to distinguish the wicked. That was a sign of who the nation of the wicked was. Okay? Because if we go back in the spirit, guess what? Who else had a mark? Cain. Cain had a mark. Okay, like I told you, it's nothing different from this. Jacob and Esau was nothing but the reincarnation of Cain and Abel. And now we're seeing it as a nation. The battle of Cain versus Abel. We are able, the Israelites are able. So-called white people, the ones that call themselves so-called white, they are Cain. Okay? He murdered his brother. Go ahead.
it says, verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
No, Esau was what?
A cunning hunter.
Now, this is some more characteristics of the Edomites. He was a cunning hunter. Right? Who do you see outside with the rifles and by the deer? They got a deer head in their house. Right? They hunt a bear, they got a bear rug. Right? Is it not? Do not they predominantly do that? Do they not love to hunt?
I'm so glad I'm talking to you guys
Right.
because you was right to me and my own syndrome.
But we'll go bring these precepts up. Write down these. Next time you go, write down these precepts and bring it out to them. Okay. Oh, we come here. We come here every Tuesday and Saturday. No, bring these precepts out. They're gonna kick you out. They're gonna run from you. They might make you the rabbi.
Please don't tell.
Okay, they might be scared of you, make you the rabbi, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, read. I'm serious, man. Oh no, it's scary as fear in their heart. Yeah. But they don't follow the Bible. They don't follow the Bible. Go ahead. They have their own book.
Yeah, the
They
Talmud.
don't follow the Talmud is this book, which is a wicked, evil book. Go ahead.
Verse 27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter,
Yes.
a man of the field, and Jacob was a
Right,
plain.
I was doing a mountain climbing, this and that. They don't mess with the turtles, and we'll see what the turtles is talking about. All right? This is Esau, man. Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man,
Jacob was a plain, what that word really means, righteous. Go ahead.
dwelling in tents.
Dwelling in, so he just liked to chill at home. Okay? He liked to relax, right? Which is the characteristics of the Israelites. Now the Edomites, his characteristics go everywhere. They don't have his characteristics be everywhere and all. I gotta go see what's going on there. Now what are you doing? Oh, do you guys accept the LGBT? Do you this, that? They're everywhere in everyone else's business except for fixing their own backyard, man.
So am I right when they say that I say
That's what?
you can undo it.
Right. They don't shoot me. They don't shoot me. Right.
Like when you break this,
Habakkuk 2 and 4,
Yep.
behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in
Their
him.
spirit is not right. See, you can't change these. You can't change these Edomites. Their spirit is not right. They were not created to do right. Best one to honor. Go ahead.
But the just shall live by faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Transgressed by wine, meaning what? His philosophies. He pushes his philosophies down people's throats. Huh? No, thank you. That's about you. That's actually smart. Go on. Thank you. Right?
No.
Good? Okay. Okay, good? Okay, go ahead. Read that.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Like I said, his wine is his philosophy. Okay, how he goes to the other nations, pushes democracy, LGBT, this, that, and the third. That's his wine. That's the wine of the wicked. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, because the separation of God from man.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what they're
How
pushing.
can you have
Right. But they rule the earth, and this is all that's being pushed forth to them, showing you that they're not the wicked. Can good fruit come from an evil tree, or can evil tree come from evil fruit come from a tree? No, showing you what type of tree is rooted, what type of people are rooted. Right.
It says, neither keepeth at home.
Neither they don't keep at home. This is another character. They don't keep at home. Go ahead. How did they get this land? They didn't keep at home. They said, let me come see what let's see what these guys are doing here. Oh, you guys are here, let me take this, let me take that. I like this. And what were they doing? They were trying to help them. They were being brotherly to them. They brought them food, they showed them how to cultivate the land. You understand what I'm saying? So they said, how can we kill these people and take their land? You see what I'm saying? This was the mindset. Christopher Columbus wrote this in his autobiography. And what does Esau do? They make a day for this devil. Okay? Oh, they consent this with the thief. So they can't do right there. It's not in them to do right. Go ahead.
Neither keepeth at home.
I'm glad you're glad. I'm glad about that. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right. Because what?
And is as death. And cannot be satisfied.
You can't be satisfied, man. Okay? So if you think, oh, there's going to be a point the elites are going to stop and just chill with their riches and chill. No, there's not going to be a point. Okay? When they take everything from the people, they're going to suck out more.
Yeah.
Okay? And then they're going to take everything from the earth until it's completely destroyed. But the Lord is not going to let that happen. The Lord is going to put a stop to them before they're able to do that. There is going to be a new list. There is going to be a list. That's biblical. We'll get to that in a second. All right? But at the end of the day, the point is this. The good news is that the Lord is not, even for the heathen, this is good news. The Lord is not going to allow them to destroy everything. The Lord is about to put a stop to them real soon. Go ahead.
It says, and heapeth unto him all nations. Like it says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right, because he wants everyone to be under his banner. They did the same thing as the Greeks, to follow his rule. Not the ways of God, the ways of his ways. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 36 and 26. Who will pity a thief well appointed, that skippeth from city to city?
Right, you can't trust somebody who keeps going from place to place and stealing, sucking natural. What are they doing in Haiti right now? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait à Haïti maintenant? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait à Haïti? Huh? And the Israelites, they're just sucking at the resources. Was it uranium?
That's one of the minerals they use for nuclear weapons.
Yeah. They're acting like they're there for love, but they're there to suck the pride. They're coming like, oh, good. We got donations, right? But in the background, they're sucking the pride. Just like they did with South America. That's why South America, that's why all them people are leaving to go to America, because they done destroyed their land. So that they can have their big corporations take over those companies, man. Like Chiquita, right? You know, you see that Chiquita brand with the bananas, the blue label, the Chiquita. That's an American company, man. They try to mask it like it's a South American. No, the Edomites went over there and messed and destabilized those countries so they could come in. Okay, now you get to accept this deal with that's what they always do. That's what they always do. They did that with they're doing that right now in the Sudan. There's a big thing going on right now, a proxy war between Russia and America and the Sudan. But they'll paint it and they'll look at it like, oh, see, these guys like to rebel and do all this. No. It's easy. The so-called white man, there's a white guy with a suit in the background orchestrating this shit. Even the Hotel Rwanda, you know about the Hotel Rwanda? You know about Rwanda, the massacre? That was all started by the goddamn European Americans, man.
Devil.
Okay? That was a divide and conquer action between these devils, man. They set the Tutsis against the Hutu. I remember seeing that as a kid. I said, yo, this is horrific. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to see that the devil is always behind you. Go ahead, man.
Who will trust a thief well appointed, that skippeth?
Oh, these gangs, right? You got Jakes, our people doing it.
Yeah.
Where did them gangs come from? It started off as helping the community. But then what changed? The devil came in, the FBI, the CIA came in. They said, no, okay, no, we're going to go this way. We're going to bring in crack cocaine, okay? To the point, we're going to put the guns in there. Okay, you know what they also do? It was found out that they do. These police dress up as gang members and they shoot other gang members to start wars. They do that. That was already exposed. So these devils are set up to destroy. They're not set up to bring peace. They're set up to destroy and to gain profit by any means necessary. And they don't give a damn who they destroy and this. This is why the Most High is going to get rid of them. Okay, he's going to set up the righteous instead. Go ahead, man.
So who will
and see, when you bring out this truth, they get mad. They get mad. Just like, hold on. Just like Cain got mad. And he said, okay, where was your brother at? He said, do I know? Am I my brother's keeper? Because he's a demon. Because he ain't fucking right. Just like the rest of these so-called white people, they ain't right, the majority of them. Because they're the devil. And they're not. I'm saying this so these people can understand. I know they don't know. These people don't understand. They gotta get who it is, man. They're really Edomites, but I gotta say what it is, man. All right? The majority of them will go back to their nation of Edom. Go ahead, read that.
So who will believe a man that hath no house, and lodgeth wheresoever the night taketh him?
Right, that means he's going into other people's land, he's never staying at home. That's what we read in Habakkuk, man. Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight.
And these guys are racist. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with being racist. All you Edomites are racist, man. All these other nations are racist. What does it mean to be racist? It means to be advocate for your people. See, what Esau does with his racism is he destroys people. He doesn't just hate you, he wants to destroy you. So his way, he does it in like a wicked, evil, malicious way. It's okay to advocate and want to see your people do better, but they want to destroy in the midst of that.
Aggression.
They don't just want to see their people, they want to kill, they want to murder, they want to destabilize. So this man is a damn demon, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Psalms chapter 55 and 20. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Were not the Native Americans at peace with him? Huh? Did not he come to Gad, and did not they offer him, no, there's enough for all of us. You see what I'm saying? That's putting his hand against such as has been at peace with him. Go ahead.
He has broken his covenant.
He broke the covenant. All the 300 and some agreements they made with the Native Americans, they broke every single one of them.
That's right.
Every agreement they made with us, they broke.
That's right.
So showing you these are not honorable people. These are devils, man.
That's right.
Okay? These are devils. These are not honorable people, man. They've never been an honorable nation. They don't care. Oh, even the Native Americans used to say that. The white man holds nothing sacred.
That's right.
Meaning he'll do anything. He's a damn demon, man. Go ahead, man.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Woo, and he comes with those soft words. Huh? Hey, I got black shoes. I got black shoes.
Oh, I had black friends.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. No, I got a black shirt. Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Right.
But war was in his heart.
And his heart was evil, man. Okay? They ain't trying to build you Jakes up, man. If they were truly trying to help you Jakes would have already been helped. First of all, they would have got rid of the gangster rap. They wouldn't allow that to be on no goddamn radio. Okay? They would have got rid of they would have cleaned up the community. Okay? They would have got these drug dealers out of there. Because you understand that a lot of these top drug dealers, they work for the CIA. That's right. Okay? So they keep that perpetual madness going, man. And it's deeper than just the drug. Listen, it's a culture that they have built. That's why you Jakes are flipping destroyed, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right?
It says, this is the book of
That's something else? Okay, go ahead.
Psalms, like Psalm 52 and 2. Thy tongue devises mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully.
Working deceitfully. Listen, when they come to say about they want to help somebody and go to a nation, they say, I'm coming to help this nation. I'm coming to help Iraq. I'm coming to liberate the people. That is a farce. That is a Trojan horse, man. Whenever they say they're coming to help, all of a sudden millions of people end up dying. And innocent people too. The majority of the people that die is casualties, innocent women, children, men that have nothing to do with it.
It's not about color.
Huh?
It's not about color.
It's not about color.
Stupidity and smartness.
It's not about color, but it is about nations.
I don't see color.
It's not about color. Well, you might not be one of the ones that we're talking about. Okay? Don't be offended. Go ahead.
Verse 3, thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness.
Right, they like lying rather than speak
It's not
righteousness.
about color.
They like lying rather than to speak righteousness, man. That's why you won't tell them the truth, and they try to, no, that's not it, no. Okay? Because they don't like the truth. The truth is, it's like as the shadow of death unto them. It sets the righteous free, but the wicked is not good. Okay? Go ahead. This is what I just asked for. Go ahead.
This is Job 24 and verse 17.
Right.
For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
If morning represents what? The light. What comes in the morning? The sun, right? It's the light, the truth. Go ahead. The morning to them is like the shadow of death. Right. Go ahead.
If one know them, they are in the terrors of the
If
shadow
one knows
of
them,
death.
in other words, if they're exposed. You see what we've been doing all day today? We've been exposing them. Okay? Going through some greed that they're the Edomites and the wickedness that they have done. This is a light being shined on their wickedness. This is not good for them. This is why they want to get us off of the internet. They want to get us off of the streets with them. Okay? Because this truth is too much. Go ahead.
If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death.
Right, because that's when, listen, the more these people know the truth about the government and the people that's running it, the more these people are going to get ready to rebel. And that's not what they want, because that puts them in danger. Okay? But what they really need to be worried about is the elect of the nation of Israel and the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? Which is coming back to deliver the elect and to take them down. Go ahead. Oh, Salaki, read what you got. Yes, sir?
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 12. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Right.
He is clean, contrary to our doing. He upbraided us without offending the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressing of our education.
Right. They object. Yeah, what's going on? Well, I haven't seen you in a while. You look different. I didn't recognize you. All right? So anyways, read that. Bless. I'm going to read that.
Says, therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doing.
Right.
He upbraided us without offending the law.
Right. He's clean. Well, they don't like to see Jake. Read that.
It says, therefore, let us,
Go up like 2 verses from where you are.
verse 10, let us oppress the poor righteous man.
This is the mindset of the elites. This is the mindset of the top Edomites. Let us oppress the righteous. Go ahead.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Their strength is the law of justice.
Yeah.
See, what's right is what they're able to do. It's not, they don't deal with morality. You understand? It's what right.
I've been all
Might
over,
is
brother.
right.
I've been back.
Might is right.
Yeah, I've been
that
back
is
and forth
their
with Toronto. I've been
right.
doing
We have
all
the
kinds of
power to
stuff.
do it.
I-
So we're going that
you
nation.
guys saw
we're
me.
going
I
to
had a-
stabilize.
sick-
And we're going to do
I
such
had
and
a-
such.
like
and
a
such.
really
They don't think
bad
about right and
infection.
wrong.
Long story.
That's what I'm showing you.
So
They're
that's
not
when I
set up
came
for
back
right
from
and wrong.
Africa,
They're set
right?
up
So
to
I got
do
that all
wicked.
removed. All the crazy things. I live over there.
By
I live in
any
the luxury part of the
Go
35th
ahead.
floor.
Let our strength be the law of
See,
justice.
us as Israelites, we
Most
can't
high,
be
you know,
like
he
that.
touched me. You see
Our
it?
mind,
You know?
our mind has to be one.
I heard I was a bug out, so
Okay?
you know.
We can't be on no, well, money, I'm
I
going
love
to make
here.
money.
Yeah,
No,
Toronto's
so
good.
all money
I was
is
just
not
in
good
Toronto.
money.
Toronto's
All
wild.
money is not
Toronto,
good
the
money.
mental people walking
Your daughter's
around.
selling herself on
Demons
the
are
internet.
all out there, you know.
That's not
The
good
times
money.
are real, you know.
It's all about money, though.
It's all about money everywhere, but you know what the thing is.
That's exactly
There's
right.
level to it.
Yes, but the thing is, in Montreal, sex trafficking here, money there. So what's it's the same difference.
It's the same kingdom.
The same kingdom, right? So you know, me, I don't involve myself
That's
in
the
any
thing.
kind of sex
Their
trafficking.
characteristic is the love of money.
You see me?
Okay,
right?
oh, get these 7 things that the
You know,
Most
when
High
you're
hates.
against something, you should stay firm
Yeah,
on
well,
what
that's
you're
true.
against.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble
Anyways, you guys
is
don't
found
keep
to
seeing
be
me. I
not
didn't
the
know you
word.
were
Oh, they have something called natural selection. They even wrote
Everyone
books
cut
on
their hair.
natural selection.
Everyone cut their hair.
So their thing is like, whoever's weaker is right. Whoever's weaker is right to oppress them. That's the mindset of these Edomites. Go ahead.
Therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Right.
He is clean, contrary to our doing.
See what us? They see that we're contrary to them. We're contrary to their
There will be a cloud of
Go ahead.
witnesses.
He
seeing us
upbraided
doing
us with our offending the
He
law.
upbraideth us, meaning he speaks against what we're doing. He speaks against what we've done and what we're doing. Okay? He's shining the light on our evil. Go ahead.
And objected to our
And we
infamy,
object to his infamy. Go
the
ahead.
transgressings of our education.
Uh-huh.
He professed to have the knowledge of God,
And we do have the knowledge of the Most High. Go ahead.
and calleth himself the child of the Lord.
Right.
He was made to reprove our thoughts.
Yes, sir.
He is grievous unto us, even to
So
behold.
we're the Israelites being in this righteous state doing what we're doing. All right. See, the Israelites smoking weed and you know, crazy dreads in their head, bugged out guys. They like seeing Israelites. They like seeing so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in that state, still remain ignorant. They like that. When they see us, this gets them nervous. Especially when we're talking, we're speaking very boldly.
That's right.
We're speaking the truth. This gets them nervous. Okay, because deep down in their spirit, they know that we are the opposing force. They're wicked. They're wickedness. Go ahead.
He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
Uh-huh.
For his life is not like other
Our
man.
lives are not like other men's. Go ahead.
His ways are of another
Our
fashion.
ways are of another fashion. Beautiful. It's a good one. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 16. we are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
We look at them as counterfeits. They were telling me those are not the true people. We're telling you those are counterfeits. Okay? We're saying we esteem them as counterfeits. They see that we esteem them as counterfeits. And that makes them nervous. Like, man. Right? Because we're bringing the truth out. Right?
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
And we don't follow their ways. Their ways is the ways of the devil.
He
You know what they tell me? You don't go back to the
But when they should go back to
I was born in the time you didn't create me.
Right. When they should go back to where they came from, which was Mount Seir. Mount Seir. No. That's not where they came from. Mount Seir. The land of Edom. Go ahead.
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He professeth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast as the Most High is his Father.
Right. Making this bread. So that's it. Yeah, so that you have something? Yeah. Go ahead, read that. You guys want to ask me?
Well, this is Proverbs 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Now, this is some stuff that the Heavenly Father hates. I'm going to go down a list of this, and what you're going to find out with this list, these Edomites have all those characteristics. Okay? No, we're not. No, we're not. You probably push that. We're Israelites. Okay, we're Israelites. The Edomites, the so-called white people you see walking around, the majority of them are Edomites. Okay? They go back to the nation of Edom. Like I told you, there was Jacob and Esau that came out of the same womb. Okay? The Edomites, these are Edomites. This is the Esau came out red. Look how red Jacob Rothschild is. Right. Right? So they're all Edomites. That's the point. Okay? So the Edomites are the so-called white people. So to speak. Okay?
So let me tell you something. This thing is to get people. The guy said to me, "Man, I said, why? I don't go to talk to them.
Go ahead, read that.
Proverbs 6 and 16.
Read that.
These 6 things doth the Lord hate.
Now we're going to go through these characteristics. They have all these characteristics. I'm trying to show you. Okay, go ahead.
Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Yep.
A proud look.
They're proud. Now proud goes into what? Arrogance. Okay, go ahead. And when you look at these Edomites, the average Edomite, a lot of these people are proud. It's a proud time that we're living in. But the Edomites are the proudest people. Even in the Bible, they're known as the most proud. It's arrogant. You know, the snug, you look to them. Go ahead.
A proud look. A lying tongue.
A lying tongue. They're like lies. Well, that's what the Native Americans call them. That's the spirit. The Native Americans literally called the white man a
They say God is the
yeah, probably. But that was showing you what? That they were known for lying. Go ahead.
And hands that shed innocent blood.
And they shed innocent. How did they get this land? This is all kind of dead, innocent, dead women, children, and men on this land, in America, Australia. Okay, they went to India, did the same. They tried to take over Ethiopia. Okay, because Australia, they're still being oppressed heavily. Because they don't have, they don't have the spirit of Israelites, so they don't fight back the same way that we would fight back. Okay, if Jake was there, that would have to come to an end. But they're still being heavily oppressed over there. Man. Go ahead.
And heart that deviseth wicked imagination.
Right.
Feet that be swift and running.
Well, anyways, go ahead.
Feet that be swift and running to mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies.
And a false witness, and that's all they've been. They've always been a false witness and a slanderer, especially to these people on the side, okay, to our people. They've been a heavy slanderer. That's why around the earth, our image around the earth is not good, because of the slander, the media, okay? Because they control that. You understand? Right. Exactly. Right. And part, even the fact that Jake calls himself black. That's a slander right there, okay? Because the word, when you look at the word black, it means negative, void of light. It means evil, wicked, darkness. It's not a good thing, okay? When you look at white, it's innocent, pure, everything that they're opposite of, right? But they'll say that because what? It's a psychological thing.
They call me Oreo cookie. That's why you do
That's okay.
that's okay with me.
But that's actually a good thing to do. They'll be pure inside. Okay? They're not white outside or
I
inside.
don't know why I get
That's good. That's good. At least he's fighting back, you know. He's like kind of like me. Me, I put him in their place. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
It says, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Right, and he's that's the divide and conquer. So sowing discord amongst brethren means that you're putting brothers against each other. The divide and conquer. Okay? So this is what they're known for doing. So all these characteristics of what the Heavenly Father hates is their characteristics. Showing you that what they are the wicked. Give me Malachi 1. Okay?
Malachi chapter 1.
It's because we're Israelites and the Most High blessed us with that. It's all up to the Heavenly Father. We're nothing without Him. We know nothing without the Heavenly Father. He was sending our shot. But He blessed us with it because we're His people. We are the sons of God. Okay? We are the sons of God. We read about the Bible. No, they do not. Well, a Muslim is not a nation. A Muslim is a religion. Okay? Yeah, so this is not dealing with huh? The biggest threat to you, the biggest threat is the Edomites, yeah. The biggest threat is the Edomites. The so-called white people. Those are the biggest threat to anyone, not the Arabs. Okay? Go ahead. Oh, there will be a movement. Absolutely. And America is going to be destroyed because that's Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
Malachi 1:1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord.
So that's him speaking to our people. I have loved you. Okay, go ahead.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved
But our
us?
people, because of the condition they're in, and still in today, he said, how have you loved us? You know, we're in the lower parts of the city. We're being, we got the heathen around us talking shit, hating on us, right? Whatever the case may be. Right? Go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
He said, listen, I hate Esau, but I love Jacob. Which Esau is who? The father of who? Who did we tell you Esau is the father of? What nation? No, Esau is not the father of the Edomites. Okay, Esau is the father of the Edomites. Okay, go ahead.
And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Right.
Whereas
So
Edom,
he's telling you he hates the Edomites. He hates Esau and their heritage, which is their descendants. Go ahead.
whereas Edom said, we are impoverished.
So if you ask, does the Lord hate people, nations of people? No, he does. He absolutely does. He hates nations. He hates people. He hates nations, and he hates individuals. Well, that's it. That's why he hates them, because they're a wicked nation. They're not. Listen, they're not. They can't do right. No matter what they try, they cannot do right. They won't even try to do right because it's not in them to do right. Matter of fact, you can get that. Get favor to show to the wicked. Go ahead.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right.
And they shall call them the border of
So
wickedness.
the Edomites, they're going to be known as the border of wickedness. In other words, everywhere they go, wickedness will follow them because they are the wicked. Okay? Go ahead. Huh? Well, that's okay, but ain't nothing wrong with that.
And the people,
Because they're the most racist than anyone else. Go ahead. Especially those small haters. They're the most hateful racist people there is. They're the most racist hateful people there is. They eat with or without. Whether they take, whether they have the cap on or whether they don't have the cap on, it's the same people. The cap don't change. Go ahead. They don't transform because the cap is on. Go ahead.
and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Right.
And the people against whom the Lord
Listen to this. The people against whom the Lord,
hath
the
indignation.
people, not just one person, not speaking about Esau, the nation of people, the race of people. What?
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
And what's that? That's hateful anger. Okay? That's justifiable hateful anger. That's what it is. So does the Lord hate? Absolutely. He hates the wicked and he loves the good. Alright? It's called a balance, man. It's not balance if you love everything. You love pedophiles. You love people, you know what I'm saying? You love people who are just serial murderers? No. You love the good, you hate the wicked. That's what it's supposed to be. Even the scriptures say that. You get that wrong. You got something to jump in? Go ahead.
This is Sirach, chapter 30.
You want to hold it or push it back? Hold it.
Sirach chapter 33 and 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are 2 and 2, one against another.
Right, so the Lord created the righteous and He created the wicked. He created up, He created down. He created the fire, He created the water. You understand what I'm saying? To an extent, you know, but ultimately, we're nothing but spiritual robots. You know, we're spiritual robots. That's it. So really, it is, but it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because everything is predestined. You are everything. Absolutely, Scripture say that. You have something on that point? Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. That was it on that though? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. You got that one next? Okay, go ahead.
Romans 9 and 11, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil. Verse 1 it says, and not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Now remember we spoke about Jacob and Esau, right? What did we tell you they are? Right, exactly. What is the Edomite? The righteous and the wicked. That's right. Go ahead.
It says, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
So before they were born, okay? Before Esau did evil, before the Edomites did evil, before Jacob did righteousness, right?
That the purpose of God, according to election, might stand.
Meaning what? Chosen, right? So you already chose before they were born. Remember it said the elder shall serve the younger? It was already chosen the position before. It was already chosen who was going to be wicked and who was going to be righteous. That's why I said you can't change it. They were not created to be righteous. That's right. What?
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
Right, not of their works, but of the Most High that called it. What?
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the youngest. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right, because Esau was created to be hated. Okay, these Edomites, they were created to be hated. They weren't created to be loved. Okay, that's why they do things that are so hateful, things that bring up anger, because they weren't created to be loved. They were created to be hated. The Most High literally said, "I'm gonna create this person to be, this nation to be loved," which is us, the Israelites. We are the sons of God, the princes of the power. Okay, the Lord created us to be loved. Okay, but He punished us. Okay, but He's about to bless us again. But our enemies, who is on top right now, they were actually created to be hated. Okay, but guess what? He even blessed them for a time to give them rulership. But He's about to take that away and give them a perpetual curse. Go ahead, man.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So He hates these Edomites. You see these Edomites, you say, oh no, God hates these people. They're talking against me, but God has a specific hatred and indignation against you. You're all proud and your nose up in the air, you don't even know God hates. Go ahead.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid.
Right. Is that unrighteous that he hates somebody and loves somebody else? That was what people might say. Is that unrighteous? Is that wicked? Let's see what the Most High says.
For He said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
This is my program. I will have mercy on. You see what I'm saying? He was probably pointing at him how what was his name? Evan Rothschild was pointing at a child. I will have mercy on. You know what I'm saying? I will do what I want to do. Go ahead.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. I make the decision. That's like you tell your son, right? You might have a son. You say, listen, I don't got to explain that to you. I told you to pick that up. You just go pick it up. I don't got to explain that to you. That's right. Sometimes you might say that. Okay? You don't got to break it down to, oh, well, we'll show you the sheep. Because this equals this. No. If I tell you to do something, do it. Right? Go ahead. That's what the Most High is saying. Go ahead.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy.
So it's not about their own power to make themselves righteous or wicked. The Most High really ordained who is righteous and who is wicked and right. And they are the wicked and we are the righteous. Simple as that. Go ahead. And then the nations they're wicked, but they're in between. They're not the wicked. Okay? They're not the wicked. That's why I said it's better to be anything else but than an Edomite. If you're an Edomite, you are condemned and through. Okay, but thank the Most High. But set up a prayer and thank Yahweh that you're not an Edomite. Okay? But you don't even go no prayer. But I would say just be thankful you're not an Edomite. Go ahead.
For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the
And
earth.
this is why he raised up these Edomites in such great power with all this technology, just so he could take them down in a great fashion. It's the same reason he raised up Pharaoh. That's right. Okay, Pharaoh was 400 years he was oppressing us. Right? 400 years we were in bondage with Pharaoh. Right? 430, I believe. Right? Okay, so you see, we were in bondage with Pharaoh, which really was 400 when it started to get rigorous. Okay, and what happened? The Lord came and delivered us. Just like in this time, the Lord is getting ready to deliver us from the hand of the so-called wicked. Okay, see, this is all prophecy, man. See, there's one thing they can't stop, and that's prophecy.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, man.
It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy,
And he's going to have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel. Get me that, right? Go ahead.
and whom he will, he hardeneth.
Right. And he's hardening their hearts. In other words, the elites are not going to stop doing what they're doing. They're not going to stop their agenda. They're going to stop pushing wickedness in the country. Okay? They're not going to stop. It's just going to get, every day you look, it gets more and more wicked. Does it get closer to the Bible? Does it get closer to the Torah and Tanakh? Or does it get further and further away from God? Far, far away. More they're trying to tell kids to chop off their member to switch to be a girl. Right? Oh yeah. And they have a guy walking to the girl's bathroom with a rod, you know, the size of this, just swinging her. I'm a woman. I have a right to be here. That's madness. But this is where this world is going. And if you continue, you know what the next thing they're trying to push? Guess what the next thing is they're trying to push in the media? And they're going to push it. Pedophilia. Oh, that's what they're getting ready to push. Oh, yeah, for sure they're ready. Listen, man, they're doing it subtly. Oh, they don't call them pedophiles. They call them MATs, minor attracted persons. See, that's how they do it. They inch it in. They inch it in. That's how wickedness is a cancer. Evil is a cancer. And this devil is a cancer. Okay? So this is why the Lord is going to eradicate them with vengeance. Go ahead.
It says, thou wilt say then unto me, for why doeth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say
Now,
to
who are
him,
you to reply against the Most High? You don't have nothing to ask the Most High. This is the Most High's program, and that's it. You got to just abide by it. Oh, well, I don't like it. Who doesn't know? I don't like it, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? Come car. This guy don't have nothing to say, man. You understand what I'm saying? We're not on a level to question the Most High Lord somehow. We just have orders. We just have a role to play. That's it. Go ahead.
shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Correct. And you're gonna make a painting, right? You're gonna draw a painting. The painting's gonna tell you, I don't like the way you made my nose. Fix it. No. It's a painting. It's your creation. Go ahead.
And not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto
The
honor,
one vessel unto honor is us, the Israelites, the sons of God. Go ahead.
and another unto
The one
dishonor?
unto dishonor is the Edomites that we've been teaching you about. Those are the vessels made unto dishonor. Go ahead.
What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known,
Right.
endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to
Meaning
destruction?
what? He's enduring their rulership right now. See all this wickedness that's going on? The Lord is looking at it. He's mad too. But what is the Lord bound by? His word. He's bound by his prophecies. All the prophecies have to come to pass.
That's right.
I give it to you, but that was good. That was good. Well, this is like this. I don't know. He don't know that. You go now when you learn this, you go teach your rabbi. You go teach him about the Torah. Right, yeah.
When I told him that, what are you doing here?
Right.
Anyway,
No, but you could go and teach
I
him.
don't want to start a fight.
Go bring some precepts to him. Learn it. Sure.
I read what my father born
Right.
but you know, so the rest of the world, knowing that,
But why do they know zero? Because the Lord didn't open their eyes. The Lord didn't reveal it. The only one who can know something is if the Lord opened their mind.
I'll be honest with you, I got to know this from the Holy Spirit. And when he said this, he had to show me I come to it. No,
Go ahead.
I just show me.
It says, what if the Most High
We are the chosen people. The one you're looking at, the chosen people. Okay? The ones on this sign, these are the chosen. Go ahead.
With the Most High willing to show his wrath and to make his power known,
Yeah.
endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to
So the
destruction.
Lord endured these devils in rulership, okay? Because they're doing nothing but wickedness in the earth. They're setting nothing forth but satanic agendas in the earth. Okay? You go to Walmart, what's the first thing you see? Kids, LGB, whatever, man. Okay, you go to Target, same thing. That's how people are protesting this. Okay, Budweiser, they're trying to put the transformer, which is so really a man, but he's got the face, but he's acting like a woman on the can. Right? So they're pushing forth nothing but satanic agendas in the earth. Right? And you wonder, why they got what does this have to do with prophets? It's because of the people that the BlackRock and these people that the true rulers, true elites, that's pushing them to do that. And if these CEOs don't go with that agenda, they'll lose their job. That's why they keep pushing it. Because they love money. So they're gonna do whatever it takes to keep their job because they love money more than the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had aforetime prepared unto glory.
Woo! Right, we're the vessels of mercy that he had aforetime, meaning predestinated unto glory. Okay? Lord willing we be of the elect, because there's a chosen amongst the chosen. Okay? There's a chosen people. These people on the sign, these are chosen people. Our people are chosen, but there's a chosen amongst the chosen who's going to be delivered in this time. Not everyone about most of our people are going to die and be destroyed. But you got those that are chosen to be delivered. Okay, Lord willing, we will that number. Okay? You got more on that? Okay. So let me get behind it. What you got behind it?
It's Isaiah 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob,
Yes, sir.
and will yet choose Israel.
Who's he going to have mercy on?
On Jacob,
Jacob. Go ahead.
and will yet choose Israel,
That's right.
and set them in their own land.
He's going to set us in our own land. That's right. It's not, we're not going to take a boat, take some planes, and have a Balfour Declaration. No. Everyone is going to know that the Heavenly Father did this. Everyone is going to know, oh, God saved his people out of this thing. God brought a chariot to destroy this. And, oh my goodness, the Lord came back. Oh my goodness. He killed a whole bunch of people and he was angry. Okay? And he saved certain people. Alright? That's what's getting ready to happen, right?
I mean, just like in the time of Egypt.
Yep.
That's how the Lord's name is magnified.
Right.
Because of that deliverance.
Exactly.
So it's going to be the same here.
Exactly.
You have a choice.
You do have a choice, but if you want to get real technical, you really don't, because you're predestinated to do what you're going to do. Right? Like, you didn't have a choice to come here. You thought it was a choice, but it's really the Lord guiding your step every man. You do. But if you want to go deep, you know, everyone's choice was already predestined. That's my point. Everyone's going to set up the people they're going to do. Yes, you have a choice. You want to say you have a choice. You have a choice to go kill somebody if you want. Right? But my point is that the Lord already wrote whether you are or whether you're not. You understand what I'm saying? It's already written whether you're not. You understand what I'm saying?
Basically, you
So when it's
don't.
written that you're not going to. Huh?
Basically, you don't have a choice.
Right, that's why
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah.
But you do. You know, you do, but
Yeah.
you don't. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So, you know, if you want to get technical, go ahead.
Proverbs 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the
Listen to this.
Lord.
Man's goings. You're a man, right? I'm a man. Our goings is of the Lord. Meaning what we do is of the Lord. Go ahead.
How can a man then understand his own ways?
We can't understand our own way because the Lord is the one that sealeth our instructions. See, the scriptures even says when we sleep, the Lord is planting what we're going to do the next day. You know that? The Lord is programming you while you sleep. You know that? Matter of fact, it's that scripture. That's why we say there's really no free will. There's really no such thing as free will.
Only last night. Because I see you here and there. I don't know what you want to do with this guy.
Right.
Show me the people.
What did he say? What did he say? What did he say?
Say that again. Say that for the camera, please, if you don't mind. You don't have to go away. Don't go beside it and say so the audience. Not too much, please. Only a little bit.
here. I did not know about Jesus until last night I dreamed about what should I do. I know nothing about you. And today I meet 6, 7 of you. And why 7? I think it's God's number. 7 is God's number, no? Yeah, and there's also 12 and 10. So here I meet you today. Last night I had this dream. So I don't know what it is. Because I'm looking for righteousness. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And he sent
The
you
book
here.
of Job.
Yeah, what is this? You know, and I saw that, the table of nations, and I said,
Well, bro, listen to this one though. This is the one I was telling you about with the sealing the instruction. Okay, go ahead.
Job 33 and verse 14. For the Most High speaketh once,
The Lord speaks once, right?
yea twice, yet man perceiveth not.
But a man can't understand it because he's speaking to you subtly, spiritually. Okay, go ahead.
In a dream,
In a dream,
in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men,
sleeping.
and slumberings upon the bed,
Yep.
then he openeth the ears of men.
What does it mean he opened the ears? It means he's opening your pineal gland, your third eye, your spiritual eye, which is here, your spiritual ear, which is here. Okay? Go ahead.
Then he openeth the ears of men,
Yep.
and sealeth their instruction.
What does that mean? He's telling you what to do in your subconscious. You think, oh, I woke up today, I'm going to choose to eat toast. No, he put in your conscious that you're going to eat toast tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? He sealed it while you were sleeping. You understand? You thought, oh, you know, I'm feeling for toast. Why are you feeling for toast?
That's not out of habit.
No. Well, who creates the habit? Who creates the habit?
Because I like to.
No, but that's it. Well, who created that habit? The Lord put you in that routine. He said, "I'm gonna make." But he said, "I'm gonna put a habit in this man to eat toast every day."
Right.
Okay? Because I want him to reach a certain weight, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Then he openeth the ears of
See, we don't
men.
know the purpose of the Most High until from us until we get there. Go ahead.
Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction.
Right.
That he may withdraw men from his purpose.
So that he may take man from his own purpose. Like I said, you got your free will. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But the Lord is directing your steps. You understand? Now do you understand where I'm coming from? Go ahead.
And hide.
Like I said, today this wasn't a coincidence. You prayed for it. The Lord actually honored your prayer and showed you the people.
That's right. I was sleeping and I said, what do you want me to do that?
Right.
Right. Show me something.
That's spiritual.
There's a lot of nonsense going on. What do you want me to do?
That's spiritual.
I was very satisfied.
That's spiritual.
That's what I told you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I said, okay, God.
It's spiritual. Go ahead.
That he may withdraw men from his purpose, and hide pride from men.
Right, and that's to keep pride from that. Because if everything you said you were going to do, you did it, that would build pride in you. Okay? So, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, I'm going to go get this job, and you go and get it. You know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to build this house, and you build it. Everything you do, there's no hindrance in what you do, that builds pride in you. So when the Lord is stopping you from your purpose, or what you consider your free will, right? It's because that's also hiding pride. Okay? You got more? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 12, the beginning of pride is when one departed from his maker. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
When you think it's not the Most High doing it, it's me. Go ahead.
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
Right. See, these people, a lot of these people, they think that they've done this, they've done that. Yeah, to some extent, you put in the work to get it, cool. But they don't give credit to the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? The reason why we understand this truth is because of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We didn't learn this because we're so smart. We learned this because the Lord opened our minds to understand it. He opened our third eye to get it. He chose us to get it. Didn't mean every election have obtained it? Okay? That wasn't of our free will. See, I didn't plan when I was a child. You know, I want to be out on the corner reading the Bible, you know? Funny looking garden side, you know? I didn't plan that. The Lord directed my steps and directed these brothers because we didn't know each other before this. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Amos 7 and verse 14. Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son.
Amaziah, I would say, but anyways, go ahead.
Amaziah I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son.
Right.
But I was a herdman, a gatherer of sycamore fruit. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock. And the Lord said unto me, Go prophesy unto my people Israel.
Right, go prophesy to my people Israel. Okay? See, I don't know if you were saying this. But yeah, so he wasn't a prophet. That's the point. So the Lord guided him to be a prophet. You see? Because the thing is that back in the days, prophets, that was passed down. Right? You had a prophet, and then his son would usually come up, the Lord would usually make him a prophet. But sometimes he wouldn't. Sometimes a prophet would come from someone that was not a prophet. His father was not a prophet. Like in this time, none of our fathers were prophets. Because the Lord was just waking us up back to who we are. Okay? Because before that we thought we were black, Jamaican, this and that. Absolutely. He was a prophet, he was a king. Yep. Go ahead.
This is Romans 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel
Right,
hath not...
that's a good example too. Moses' father was not spoken of as being a prophet. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. But the election hath obtained it.
Right, all of our people have not obtained this truth. But the elect has obtained it. The chosen amongst the chosen. Like I told you before, there's the chosen, and then there's the chosen amongst the chosen. You see, you had that guy, I don't know if he sounded like he was scoffing, kind of like he said, Allahu Akbar, something like that. That little kid, little black, so-called black kid, which he's really an Israelite, but he's not an Israelite that is part of this truth. He's not an Israelite that the Lord is most likely not going to open up to get this truth. You see? I don't know, he was probably, I don't know what he's saying, but I perceive he was probably scoffing. He said, Allah for life. Right, so there we go.
What
So
did
he
he
was
say?
Allah for life. Which he's scoffing.
Oh,
you know,
really?
he's scoffing. You know, that's what you call a scoffer this morning. But that's the majority of the people. Because the majority of the people, like this is not meant for them. This is meant for a chosen few. Go ahead.
It says, But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
The rest were what?
Blinded.
Were blinded by who? Who blinded them? The Most High blinded them. The Most High made it where they didn't get it. The seeds that were sown. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
It says here 6, I'm going to start at verse 7. Yeah, verse 7. It says, And he said, and he laid open my mouth and said, Lo, verse 8, Salaki, Isaiah 6 and 8. I also heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? Or who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
They're hearing us, but they're not understanding us. They're seeing us, but they're not perceiving what's happening. They're not perceiving us as the prophets of the Most High. They're not perceiving us as the Lord calling them back to Him. You understand? They're perceiving what these crazy guys talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Well, who are these guys? They're not celebrities. They don't have a doctorate degree. That's how these. But this is how these people think. Why? Because woo, but that's true. But they don't get that. They don't understand that. When the Lord came on the scene, they didn't accept it. Because why? He didn't come like the scribes and Pharisees, all decked out, gold and trim and all portraying himself to be almighty righteous. Right? So they didn't accept it. They didn't accept John the Baptist. They thought John the Baptist was crazy. Lord came in eating or drinking, get that. Lord came in eating and
Verse 10, Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
See, what our people don't get is if they were to come into this truth and abide in this truth, they would be healed. Their spirit would be healed. Their spirit is all broken. Our people's spirit is all messed up. Okay, we look at them, they act like they have a smile on their face. Truly, their spirit is messed up. They don't know what to do, they don't know where to go. Okay? Well, absolutely. And that's getting ready to come. But these people that say they have it now, claim they have it now, they don't have it.
And they fell on the ground.
Yeah, no, that's satanic. What they're doing is deception. That's satanic. What they're doing when you see the TV shows and the Joe yeah, but even if they do it here, that's satanic. That's a demon. Okay, that's not of the Most High. Okay, you're gonna know when the Most High sends this, when the Most High gives His prophets that power. you know, who's meant to see it is going to see it, and it's going to be clear. You know? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Acts 17
And we're not gonna, and it's not, the prophets ain't gonna try to do it on camera or get this on camera. They're gonna be doing it. The Lord did it in secret. The Lord told them, matter of fact, don't tell anybody that I did this. They're doing it to do what? To draw more people. Oh, yo, you see that? He was in a wheelchair and then he was doing jumping jacks. Because they're trying to get more, draw more people in. Matter of fact, a lot of those people, they go to witch doctors to get that spiritual power on the left hand side through the demons. Okay? And they use that too. Exactly. Well, first of all, let's start. No, that's not real. First of all, his name is not Jesus, so there ain't no power in that name. That's right. The Lord's name was not. When he came on the scene, there was no one saying, "Oh, Jesus of Nazareth." That's an English transliteration. That's not his name. Well, like I said, either they're acting or they have demons on them.
No,
Then they got demons on them. With the foam coming out of your mouth, that's not a good thing. I wouldn't want to be touched and have the foam coming out of my mouth. That's what happens when you overdose on drugs. Go ahead. Well, where did the Lord speak? Oh, and thus he touched him, and thus foam came out of his mouth. And then I started bleeding. No. And when he healed him, and I was saying, absolutely, because you felt the satanic energy. You felt, yeah, right. You felt the presence of Asmodeus.
I got the guy down.
Of Zeus. Yeah, I thought, don't believe that. Anyways, who's reading?
Acts 17 and 16. Now while Paul waited for them in Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews, with the Israelites, and with the devout persons in the market daily with them that met with him. Then certain philosophers and of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him, and some said, "What will this babbler say?"
Right, so they looked at Paul as a babbler, as a crazy person. Okay? But he was preaching the truth, he was preaching the good news, the gospel. But they couldn't receive it. The Lord blinded them from getting it. So they perceived what was the greatest wisdom on the earth as madness, as a crazy person. Right?
Other some, he seemed to be a setter forth of strange powers.
Yeah, strange God. Say right, so you understand.
And others some, he seemed to be a setter forth of strange gods.
Right, it seemed to be like he's preaching some strange God. But he wasn't preaching a strange God, he was preaching the God. He was preaching Yahweh and his through his son Yahweh Shai. He was preaching about the true power. But to them, because they were in that Greek philosophy, to them Zeus was more of a God that made sense. You know, who else? Venus, Diana. You know, go ahead.
Because he preached unto them Yahweh Shai and the resurrection.
Right. Okay.
Matthew 11 and 18.
Yep.
For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he had a devil.
So John the Baptist came neither eating nor drinking. They said this guy got demons on him. They were talking against him. Right? Go ahead.
The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a wine bibber.
But the Lord came eating and drinking. You know, because he loved wine and he loved to eat. All right? But he wasn't a glutton, but they called him a glutton. Okay? So what is that showing you? No matter how the prophets come, no matter how the men of the Lord come, people are going to have a problem with it. And it's not because of necessarily how them, it's mainly the words that you're speaking. It's the light that they hate light. But you have the seats too, right? But you know, get that light real quick. Okay? What they hate is the truth that they're speaking. That's what you have to understand. It's not even us that they hate, it's really the Lord Yahweh shine his words within us that they hate. Go ahead. Who got that answer?
This is the book of John, chapter 3, and verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and man loved darkness rather than light.
Now this is the light that was given to the elect of the nation Israel. Give me Isaiah 60 and 1, brother. Give me Isaiah 60 and 1, quick. Okay? We're going to read that again. That part stop where you stop. Go ahead.
John 3 and 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and man loved darkness rather than light.
Right, that truth. They love the darkness rather than the truth. Okay? Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
The glory of the Lord is true. It's risen upon us, right?
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth,
And the darkness has covered the earth. The lies, the deception,
right? And gross darkness the people.
a proof that these people are in darkness, they don't even call themselves by their original names, by the names that God gave them, all right, that the Most High gave them. They call themselves an Ethiopian. The Lord never gave you the name Ethiopian. That really, who gave you that name? The Greeks. No, they're not. No, they're not. They converted. They converted. They converted. But I'll say, like I said, we have our people scattered amongst them, right? So anyways, my point is this though. The word Ethiopian, right? The Greeks gave them that. It goes back to Etios, which means burnt face. The Greeks gave them that name. Okay? Which was not a good name, it was really an insult. Right? Your original name is what? Kush. Kawash. Okay? That's the name that the Most High gave you. Okay? Kawash. Not Ethiopian. Right? The so-called East Indians and so on and so forth. Iranians. They were not called Iranians, they were called Indians before. Okay? No. These Edomites have deceived the whole earth. They changed names, they changed everything. It's okay, he doesn't have to get on that. You understand what I'm saying? But, right, now the East Indians, his name is not Jesus, his name is Yahushua. His name is not Yahushua. Not Yahushua. So anyways, what was I saying? The East Indians, they go back to the Elamites. Go back into the history, they're Elamites. See what I'm saying? Which means young. Elamites mean young. Okay? So that's what it is. Pakistan, they're all the same people. They call them something different names. They're all the same thing. Same nationality as well. Because nationality is what the nation. I mean, not nationality as in not the same, they don't come from the same land, that's how you're talking about that. Alright? But truly to be a nationality really goes back to the nation that you're from. They're from the same nation. You know? Genealogically. Absolutely. You go back to one common ancestor, which is Elam. Okay? Just like the Ethiopians go back to one common ancestor, which is Cush. Okay? Which came out of Ham. Okay? The Israelites go back to one common ancestor, which is Jacob. Okay? Well, no, they're not the first. Adam was the first of the Most High sealed his instructions. Okay? See, that's a misconception. There was more people on earth. There was a people known as the Adamites, but that's going to something else. Okay, that's going to something else. Go ahead, read that. Okay, Salakia, brother, go ahead.
Going back to Isaiah 60 and verse 2. And for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
And this is why you said you went up in there, they don't know nothing. Because the glory of the Lord is not here. The light is not here. The light is right where you're at right now. This is where the light is at. This is what the glory, this is why we're able to go from peace to peace. False doctrine. That's what it is. It's just a false religion. But they say they're a chosen people.
Yeah.
Well, in order to be a chosen people, you have to come
I
from.
refuse the people in my name.
Right.
Jehovah.
Right. Yahweh. But the thing is this. The chosen
They're
people.
wrong too.
Right. The chosen, absolutely. Because the chosen people have to come from the same lineage. You got all kind of people that are Jehovah's. You got white people, you got Arabs, you got this, that. Right? You got all kind of people that are Jehovah's. They don't come from the common ancestors. Right? The chosen people are, meaning they're not Israelites.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that's the chosen.
From Adam and Eve.
Well, Israelites come from Jacob. But, you know, they go back to Adam, they go come from Jacob.
They talk about the
But the chosen people as in Israel. Yes, go ahead.
All right, this back to John 3 and verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
This is why they like the darkness rather than the light, because their deeds are evil. What they're doing is evil. What they're doing is against their own cause. Evil doesn't mean that you're necessarily a mass murderer. It just means you're doing things that are contrary to the laws of the Most High. Okay? If a man's sleeping with his wife and then he sleeps with his daughter-in-law, that's evil. That's evil. But she's of age, you know, that's still evil. The scriptures tell you a man can't sleep with a mother and their daughter. You understand? So that's just an example, right? Right. which is advocated in the Talmud, by the way. But that's advocated in the Talmud. You know that, right? So that's a wicked evil book that has nothing to do with the Bible.
That's right.
Or the Torah. Go ahead.
Verse 20, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Right, so they're not going to call and listen to us because we're going to reprove their deeds. We're going to speak against what they're doing, right? And there we go, right? Like you shine a light on a rope, what happens? It stops. Yeah, then when the light goes back on, you're discouraged, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
John 7:7, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated it. Because I testify
The
of
Lord
it.
they don't even really hate us. It's really the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord within us that they hate. Go ahead.
It says, for me it hated, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil.
Right, like I said, these are not our words. This is Yahweh Shai speaking through us. This is bringing out this truth. You know? And it's a different, this is the last and the only true doctrine. Right.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4.
All them different things we hear about, Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, Muslim, Buddhist, any other name you can think of, Joe, is false. Any name you put on it is false. Okay? We're not even putting the name on it. We are just the sons of, we are just the Israelites.
I know
Say, read it again.
You see, most
We have
likely
hatred
that'd
for us more than any other
be.
nation.
Jesus said,
We're the
"You
most
know
hated
me."
nation on earth. Absolutely. Okay, but guess what? The Lord is going to exalt his people. Give me that, they that despise him. Go ahead.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 7.
You could go to China, right? I've seen videos, so-called black people, Israelites going to China. Ah, nigga. Where did they get that from? They never seen that. But it came from the Edomites because they control the media. Okay, who controls the media? So-called white man controls the media. So that's the only perception that they have when they see on the media. You understand what I'm saying to you? Go ahead. And plus the culture is what's portrayed, what these jakes are doing too. The culture, their mind is all messed up. Okay, so it's in a bad state. But the fact is that all these nations hate us. The scriptures speak about this. All these nations are an enemy to the nation. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 7. For the Most High hath not called us unto uncleanness, but unto holiness. He therefore that despiseth not man, but God, who hath also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
Okay. But there's another one I'm thinking about the nations who hate us.
Isaiah 60 and verse 14, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Right, afflicted us being what persecuted us. There's another one dealing with hate. I want to deal with what?
And all they that despise thee
There we go.
shall
All
bow.
they that despise you. When you despise them, you look down on them. Right? But we're Israelites. That's it. We're Israelites. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? But we know the truth. You understand? So these jakes, they don't know the truth. So they just know they're getting beat out spiritually every day. Okay? Go ahead.
And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet.
But those same people that despise us, when the time comes, when the Lord comes back and delivers the elect and glorifies his people, they're all going to bow down to us. Okay? In reverence. Okay? What?
And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
What? We don't give tickets.
Go get your car, bro.
They don't give tickets. They don't give tickets. Police don't give tickets.
Huh? Okay, read. Oh, that's true. They might not be giving it to you. Go ahead, read.
You should
It
leave
says,
it after.
sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Right?
And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet.
Right.
And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
The Zion of the Holy One of Israel. All right, and you better, anyway, especially move your car on this side, because this side, them bus drivers are probably complaining about that. Go ahead, read that. No, that's what it says.
Psalms.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 15, where it says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee.
Right.
And I will make thee.
Zion which no man seeth after.
It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. I will make thee.
Meaning what? We're despised, and no man we were hated, no man went through thee. You know how you see it, even amongst the Ethiopians, they look at the black Americans and to be real, right? So that's it, because what? That goes back to what we're reading. Okay, but all those other nations, they won't have to come back, they won't have to admit that we are the sons of God. What?
It says, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Right, the eternal excellence. We're going to be brought back to that status, okay, of the sons of God in the earth. You see what I'm saying too?
Yeah.
That's all it is, man. Okay? Go ahead, read what you got. This is Aaron.
Sinon, là, il y aurait commencé depuis le début. Là.
Read whatever. Read yours. Whatever you got. Yeah.
This is Psalms 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They that hated thee has lifted up their head and taken crafty counsel against thy people. Against what people? These people. Okay? You go to the UN, there's no place for the Jamaicans in the UN. There's no place, there is no seat for the Jamaicans in the UN. Okay? There's no why. Well, because they're Israelites. There's no Asian spot for the UN. There's no African American spot for the UN. Okay, we're gonna gather those out, but get them out of the way though. Put them a little bit back. Alright? But yeah, we're gonna gather those up anyway. Alright? Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted.
And anyone that is juiced in with the elites, those are puppets that they set up. Those are the ones that had to bow down to the agenda. Okay? And right? And not help their people, but help the interests of the elites. Okay? Go ahead.
It says it consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Oh, you got a ticket, though. Oh, you got it already from before. You just put it? Why didn't you move? That's why I told you guys to move. Anyways, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. Read
It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek.
Right, so this is going through the list of all these nations that hate Israel. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's all the nations. Read it again.
It says, Psalms 83 and verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent.
Right.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom,
The Edomites, it started with the Edomites, which I told you that's the wicked. Go ahead.
and the Ishmaelites
The Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, go ahead.
of Moab,
The Moabites, the Chinese, so-called Chinese, go ahead.
and the Hagarenes,
The Hagarenes, Hamites, go ahead.
the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek.
Ammon is the so-called Japanese. Amalek is those people with the small hats. They're Edomites specifically from the sons of Amalek. Because Esau had sons too, just like Jacob had 12 sons, became the 12 tribes. Esau had sons as well. And they had different Edomite tribes. Huh? Lineages, exactly. Now, the ones that call themselves Jewish people are of the lineage of Amalek from the sons of Esau, Edom. Yeah? That's true. Okay, so what they've done is they've stolen our identity. Just fill in the empty.
Why not, right?
You can't say that. You gotta repent from that.
No, I know. I'm angry because how can I just live for the sake of living? And then you're going to God, you'll say what?
There's a big purpose in the right to
No,
come
I
through.
know. I don't know about
But this is giving you some clarification. Okay, good. I'm hoping you're going to say that. But at the end of the day, this gives you some clarification of what's going on.
That's good.
Right. Good. Read that. Saturday, Tuesday. No, right here. Those are Christian, false doctrine. Pushing false doctrine. No, Jesus the Christ. Huh? Or you use it to, I don't know, use it to draw or something. I don't know, use it to and the fire. Yeah, of course they don't have to. What do they have the microphone? What do they talk about? Do they bring out the Bible verses? No, the love of Jesus. That's not the truth. You gotta go in the scripture. You gotta go in the scripture says, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. Go ahead.
It says that Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah.
So all these nations are against us. You understand what I'm saying? And guess what? All these nations are going to bow down before us. All right? Give me that. When they see us, they shall obey us. And also give me Hosea, the 1st chapter, the 10th verse. See that this disrespect that the Israelites are getting now, that's coming to an end. Okay? And that's a vexation, especially with us, because we know the truth. When we see someone that we know is lesser than us coming up and talking against us, looking at us, despising us, we got something to do. Absolutely. You look down on those that are, you look down upon those that are lesser. That's not in the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
You mind?
Look down upon those them and separate us. But we don't just look at someone's outward appearance and separate ourselves based upon that. Okay, if they're Edomites, then we separate like, okay, you find out you're an Edomite, okay, you're this alright? You find out you're another nation, okay, you're this another nation. Okay? But that doesn't mean we disrespect them. That don't mean we walk around, they got their food and stop their food. No, we show every man respect. We live peaceably amongst them. But there's still order. You understand what I'm saying to you? There's still order. Okay? Go ahead. You understand what I'm saying? They're supposed to reverence us like how we reverence your father. Okay? You know you have a father? You show your father respect. Don't mean your father every time he sees you slaps you. There's nothing. Oh. But I mean, okay, let's move it, separate it from your situation. Let's say a more of a gentle father doesn't necessarily mean, and that doesn't necessarily mean your father hates you either. Gives you feelings either, right? I don't know your situation. I'm just saying in general. You understand what I'm saying? Because the scripture says, Spirit of God is spoiled the child. But I'm saying that, it doesn't mean that in other words, it doesn't mean that you're going to disrespect them. You live peaceably amongst all men. That's my thing. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. And it reads, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Right, this is speaking to us. We're saying we're a holy people. Go ahead.
The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
The Lord has chosen thee to be a special people above himself, above all people. Above, read that again.
It says, the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people.
So we're not equal with these people, we're above these people, right? You understand? Any other nation we're above. The Lord said it. Of course based in righteousness. It can only be based in righteousness. But it's the truth. Right? It's the truth. Right? Right.
Anyway, I put it over people. So all I'm saying is that
Right. No problem. Thank the Most High Allah shine because he's the one who led you to get this. But
that's not even there.
It's the spirit. It's the spirit.
What are they saying?
It's the spirit. Go ahead.
It says above all people, that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Lord himself is saying, right? If you say anything other than that, you're going against the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? See, because people try to use their own, I don't think that's right. You know why I don't think it's right? Because they indoctrinate you to think that that's wrong. While at the same time, simultaneously, those same people that's teaching you that is looking down on you. See? Go ahead. That's it?
This is 2 Ezra 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom God made his Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Read that again.
It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
You mentioned Adam, right? It says we all come from Adam. That's what it says, right? Right? Why did it say we all come from Adam? It's not because, why did it say you were the first? No, it's not because we're the first. It's because what? Who came out of Adam? Noah. Noah, yes, absolutely. That was symbolic. That was all symbolic. We're not going to go into that now. That's deep. Okay? But no, at the end of the day, all you have to know, Adam was not the first person, but we all came from Adam because Noah came out of Adam. When everyone else was on the earth was destroyed, who was left? Noah and his 4 sons. Right? Meaning, 3 sons. Meaning we all came from Adam. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
But that's a separation. Now we're the chosen. So we're separated in them, right? Go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee,
You got to take it.
O Lord.
Okay, good, but you didn't move it in time. I told you brothers to move it. That's what I'm saying. I hope you got to take it to him. Okay, but I told you to move it in time. Go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Because you made the world for our sakes. For whose sakes? Who do you make the world for? Whose sakes? The Israelites. That's what he's trying to say. The reason why the earth was created, why the trees are here, the reason why the water is here, it started with the Israelites in mind. The heathen and other nations were an afterthought. You understand? This was all predestinated. Read that again.
It says, all this have I spoken
See, and these
before.
people calling themselves the Ish people, they're using that, the lie that they're the people, portraying themselves to be the people to act in supremacy against other people. But they're not the people. That's the difference. They're the wicked. They're really the lowest of all. Okay? Really, you as a Cushite, you're over them. Okay? Well, you should be telling them, well, you're Cushites are going to be taskmasters. Okay? You're going to tell them, do that. You're probably going to be there with the wicked. Do this, do that. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Right, he made the world for our sakes, the Israelites' sakes. Right?
As for the other people,
as for the other nations, right?
which also come of Adam,
Which they also come from Adam too. What?
thou hast said that they are nothing.
He said that they are what?
Nothing.
As nothing. That's to the Most High. Okay, go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
What is spittle? Spit. Right?
And has likened the abundance of them.
So how could they be equal with us as Israelites? It's not. The Lord didn't say that. The Lord said that we were above. What? No, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, let him chill out. Ask him if it's okay. Ask him if that's what I did last time. Ask him if it's okay so they don't get mad or whatever, you know. But I think it should be fine. Right?
As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
But it's all good, bro. It's all good. Go ahead.
thou hast said that they are nothing, will be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
But you know what, brother? Ask him, because this is really their spot. It's really their spot. It's not our spot. You know? That's what I did last time. It's the taxi spot. Ask him if it's okay. If not, let's go find another spot. What?
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing,
Right, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing. This is to the Most High. Right?
have begun to be lords over
But now
us.
they're lords over us as the Israelites. Okay? We're in a position now, the heathen are lords over us. The lowest of the heathen is over us, which is the Edomites. Okay? Go ahead. Oh,
and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover,
Right.
are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an
If
inheritance?
the Lord is made, world made for our sakes, why are we in this condition? Go ahead.
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Right. How long should this endure? You understand what I'm saying? How long is this going to be? And he tells you in let me say Numbers 67. He tells you how long this is going to be. After Edom, well, yes, after Altogether, after which is going to happen under the Edomite rulership. Okay? Now the Edomites are ruling. They are the last rulers to rule the earth. See, they don't want this information to come out because if people break down the scriptures,
When you
they'll
heard
find
the
out
man
that
of the Lord, he was thinking you
and why would they listen to them if they know that they're the
But,
Edomites, a nation that's hated of the Most High? You understand what I'm saying? Well, yeah. Right. They don't want to. They don't want to get in that. They don't want to hate. They don't want people to hate them, and they don't want to hear the truth about themselves. Okay? They don't want to hear the truth about themselves. Okay? Because they know it's not good. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 6 and verse 7, that Azariah
Now
said,
Ezra is asking the same thing that was posed back then. How long shall it endure? Go ahead.
what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
What shall be the end of the first, which is what the heathen rulership, that deals with all the heathen rulership. Because up until now, it's been the heathens that's been ruling. Okay? You have the Babylonians, you have the Persians, you have the Medes, you have the Greeks, you have the Romans, which those are all Edomites. The Greeks and the Romans, the Greek was the beginning of the Edomite rulership. Okay? And then you had the Romans. That was another Edomite
Well, my
rulership.
dude is
Now you
still
have the Edomites ruling still right now. Hold on, let us finish it. Hold your thought. Hold your thought if you don't mind. I don't want to lose this. Okay, go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of
It
him,
goes back to Jacob and Esau. The end goes back to Jacob and Esau. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Uh-huh.
For Esau is the end of
Now,
the
Esau
world.
is who? The father of the Edomites, right? He's the end of the world. Okay? Which means what? That's what we're showing you. This is the Edomite rulership right now. Okay? Which is the end of the world. Okay? Which is going to be what? The beginning. After the end of the world, it's going to be what? The kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world,
Uh-huh.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
The kingdom of Jacob, the kingdom of the Israelites, is the beginning of it that follows. After this rulership, which is the Edomite rulership, that's when the Israelites are going to be back in. They're going to come into power perpetually forever in the kingdom of heaven. So rule the earth in righteousness. You understand? So this is what it is. So we desperately need, which they are going to fall, these devils to get out of power. The Lord to come back and take these devils out of power. Okay? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an heir which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity,
Right.
and the rich sit in low
The
place.
rich that sit in low places, the Israelites. We're spiritually rich. I know you are riches in that poverty. Yep. Okay? Going up. Right? So the rich, the ones who are rich are the Israelites. Rich in what? Rich in faith, rich in spirit. That's right. Okay? Yeah, because listen, we have a special spirit. The Israelites have a special spirit. The reason why Michael Jordan could run on the air is not because, just physical. It's a spiritual thing. The spirit is what allows your physical to manifest. Okay?
The book of Revelation.
The reason why Stevie Wonder could play music while he's blind, so he got to be the best musician of this era in the last 100 years. Okay? The reason he could do that is because he's an Israelite. He's a son of God. Okay? In a low condition. Okay? Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So speaking to who? The Israelites. Right. I know your poverty. I know your works. Okay, I know you're in the ghettos. I know you're in the slums. I know you're in your businesses ain't doing well. Okay, I know the heathen are in your neighborhoods. They have all the businesses. Okay, go ahead.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
But you're rich. Although you're in poverty, you're rich. Rich in what? Rich in spirit. Our people have a rich spirit, right? Okay? Go ahead. And we're rich in faith as well to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, go ahead.
But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
And he knows the blasphemy of those that are saying they are Jews, but they're not. This is Revelations 2 and 9. Revelation 2 and 9. Yes. Right, that's it. Right, so they're not the true, they're not the real people.
No, you're not Jewish.
That's right.
What is that?
They're not the real people. They're imposters.
You're lying.
Yeah, but they're not the real people. See, they're looking down on you, but like we told you, you being a Cushite, you're over them. Okay, every other nation is over the Edomites, man. Okay, that's a fact. But guess what? We're over every other nation. There's called order and rank. And the Lord has created order and a rank. Even in the spiritual realm, there's order and rank. There's hierarchies, man. There's the Most High. Then on his right hand side is his son Yahushua. And under him is Michael the Archangel, Gabriel, and down the line to the different angels. Uriel. Holy Spirit is a spirit, but I mean it's not an angel. It's a spirit. It's a spirit that comes from the Most High. Okay? Okay, hold on. Just one of that? How much more you got? One more verse? Read that one.
It says, it's like in 2 verses. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Yep.
I have seen servants upon horses.
Servants on horses. Think about that. Who are the servants? First of all, the horse represents power. Who are the servants in power right now that are really meant to be servants? Take a guess. Who do you think? No, not servants of God. Servants as in slaves, as in they're meant to be slaves. The Edomites, man. I'm gonna help you. The Edomites. Okay? Because they're in power. They're in a power seat. But they're not meant to be in a power seat. That's what the Most High is saying. Go ahead, read that again.
I have seen servants upon horses.
I've seen a servant on a horse in power. This don't look like, go ahead.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Princes are carried places. Princes are on chariots. Princes are weighted on it's a hand and foot. Okay? But he saw the princes in this vision on the ground, walking as servants. Who's the princes? Us, the Israelites, man. Okay? I told you, man. You know, I mentioned to Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. You know, all these different Israelites that do great things in the earth, they're still on a low level. I don't care how much millions they got or whatever they got, they were on a low ass level. Michael Jackson was constantly trying to get out of his contracts. Huh? Well, he's Israel. He's an Israel. Yeah, he's a Judah. Yeah, he's an Israel. I don't know, whatever he did, doesn't matter. He's a bugged out. He was a crazy, bugged out Israelite into wickedness. But the point is that they are still the sons of God. But they're always fighting to get what their masters, right? The masters of their songs, the prophet, right? From their works. Because who has the prophet? These guys. The ones that are the seed, the ones who own the Interscope, right? The ones who own the NBA teams. Those are the real ones that are making the real profit. Okay? So they're princes walking as servants upon the earth as well. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 30 and 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which he cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth.
Right, a servant when he reigneth. The earth cannot bear it. It's not good for the earth. It's not good for the earth when someone is really a servant ruler. Okay? And it's in the spirit. Okay? These Edomites are servants in the spirit. Oh, they got all the Fortune 500 company owner, but the spirit, the scripture we read how to do. The spirit is not upright in them. Okay? They don't have a royal spirit. They got the spirit of peasants. You really want to know what a good sign of a royal spirit is? I'm going to tell you what the true sign of a royal spirit is. What do you guys think I'm going to say? Humility. Humility is a real sign of royalty. Right? Okay? Humility. But it's not in them to be humble. Okay? It's not in them to be humble. Alright? They're known as the most proud. But see, the Lord made it poetic because the most proud is really the lowest people. And the most humble is really the highest people. See what I'm saying to you? Oh, there's even a scripture that says, bow down your soul that you may go over. This is the spirit that our people have been in for a long time. Because they've been trodden down for so long. Okay?
This is Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
A wise man will instruct his people. But Esau's not instructing his people already. Okay? His whole mindset is profit. He don't give a damn about it. Every year they go, we're gonna lower taxes, we're gonna do this. They always have the same promises, but you never see a change in your life. It always gets worse. Inflation is always higher. Because they're not there to help you.
So what do you see as the predestined?
Absolutely. Not at all. He was predestined to be righteous. And he played that role. He played the role. When he was born, he played the role of the righteous. Okay? Got something else? Yeah.
This is Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right. Through the prudence of them that are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. That's going to deal with the elect, the wisdom, the righteousness. Maybe that the soul shall bow down. Right? Yeah, that's okay. Read it.
This is Romans 9 and verse 10. Verse 9, for this is the word of promise. At this time will I come,
2:4.
and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also has conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Right. So this was before they were born. Okay, go ahead. Which we read this before. Go ahead. Okay,
It says, not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the
we don't have to read this. We read this. Read that.
This is Isaiah 51. I'm going to start on verse 21. Therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus said the Lord thy power, the Lord, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling.
Right, speaking to our people. Yeah, he's going to take out of our hand the cup of trembling. Right?
Even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more
Meaning
drink.
the punishment that came upon us for what? Disobeying the covenant, going against the covenant. Right?
It says, thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted
But
me.
he's going to take the cup from us and give it to our enemies. Give me Deuteronomy 37. Go ahead, read that part again.
God, verse 23, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted
Now
me.
he's going to punish our enemies. Shall pass the Lado, daughter of Edom. Can we have real quick? Go read that.
This is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
Now speaking about the curse that came upon us, he's going to put it upon who?
Our enemies, thine enemies.
That's right. Which is all these other nations. Go ahead.
And on them that hate thee.
Especially the Edomites. So we told you, it's the worst thing to be an Edomite. Go ahead.
And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Right. Right, which persecuted us. Right? So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a changing of places. So those princes that are on the ground, their servants that's on their horses, it's going to go right side up, really. Right now it's upside down. It's going to go right side up. I know what you mean. Go ahead. Okay. Yep.
Lamentations 4 and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
No, actually, hold on. He was reading something.
Back to Isaiah 51, verse 23, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground.
And this is our people in general. Okay, they got a very lowly spirit, broken, insecure, messed up spirit right now. This is our people, so-called black Latinos, and Native Americans, especially the Southern people. And they got a real messed up, low spirit right now. Okay, and you can tell, when they speak to certain Edomites, their voice gets high pitched. They get non-threatened. But then when they speak to their own people, you understand? That's a self-hatred. Okay, but when it comes to the heathen, they bow down themselves. Go ahead.
Say, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over.
That's it. All right. So that's a spiritual thing. So like I told you, the meek shall inherit the earth. Okay, and we are the meek. The Israelites are the meek. Okay, when they spoke about Moses, they said that he was the most humble man in the whole earth. Okay, because he was an Israelite. But does that mean that he thought he was on the same equal to an Egyptian? No, he thought he was above the Egyptian. How do you know that? Because he killed that Egyptian for his brother. You understand? So he knew that. He understood the order of things. Just because you have a parakeet, or you have a bird that you have in your house, or a cat, and you say, "Oh, I know I'm above the cat," that don't mean you go kick the cat, right? No, right? You're still gonna feed the cat, right? But you understand there's a hierarchy, man. And the Most High has created a hierarchy.
That's right.
This is Matthew 19 and 3, and verse like in Matthew 20 and 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last. For
See,
many,
they're first now. They're on top now. They're first. Okay, the scripture will speak about Amalek being first. That's how you know those guys are the Amalek, because they own them. Okay? But the first shall be what? Read it again.
Matthew 20:16. So the last shall be first,
The Israelites, which is us, we're the last right now. But we're about to be first. Go ahead.
and the first last.
And the Edomites, they're going to be on the bottom. Okay? Give me Hosea 1. Hosea 1 and 10.
The book of Hosea 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the land where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
And the land where it's like, you ain't the Israelites. Okay? It's those guys over there with the curls on their head, right? Go ahead.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Everyone's going to confess that we are the sons of the living power. And even now, more and more people are coming to that realization. These videos, okay, they're coming to the realization. Same thing he said. I don't see them to the people. I don't think it's them. Because your spirit is telling you it's not. It's your spirit saying they don't fit. I can't imagine. I can't imagine this being God's people. Right? Go ahead. That's all right. Don't make no sense. I've heard many people say that. I've heard people say that. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 14, the Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes,
Right.
and set up the meek in their stead.
The proud princes is the Edomites, man. Like we said, they're the most arrogant nation on the earth. Okay? That's why they'll go to someone else's land and say, change this, change that, while they're doing worse in their land. You understand what I'm saying? That's the pride in these guys. What?
The Lord
Or they'll do all manner of atrocities to people and tell them to get over it. Oh, it's not that bad. Pride has a phone. No, yeah, absolutely. And that's what you're getting ready to see. Go ahead.
The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nation and planted the lowly in their place.
And that's going to be the Israelites. It's going to be our people. Okay? Oh, the scripture says, one never thought of.
I got it right here. This is This is Sirach 10 and 4.
I was expecting this brother to say it.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
One that is probably Shaquat's face should be here. One that, right? In due time. No, but
That's not the one. I gotta get it.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 11 and 5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of has worn the crown.
That's right. That's his spirit. I told you his face should be here. One that has never thought of shall wear the crown. The nation that they thought, it's going to be the Chinese, they're going to come into power, right? They have military might. The Lord don't care about military might. That's right. The Lord is going to do a miraculous thing, man, in the times to come, right? Taking them down, all right, and setting up his people in order before their eyes, man. But he's doing that now. You see us, this is a sign of him setting his people in order. But he's going to actually give them that power. He's going to give us that power. Okay, give me that. Break their teeth. Okay? Give me the horn of exalt the horn of his people. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 17 and 24. And all the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord, have brought down the high tree, have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree. Have dried up the green
Now,
tree.
that's right, brother. Now.
And I've made the dry tree to flourish.
I made the dry tree to flourish. Which one point we were dry, one point we were low. The Lord is going to bring us and exalt us above all of the trees. See? Yes. Well, that's dealing with works, as in some way. See what we're doing right now? This is the works of the Most High. Okay? We're bringing forth what we're doing works. We're laboring in this truth. When you have people who understand this word as Israelite men, right? Able-bodied, right? Even young men, and they're not coming out and doing this work. So that's likened to a tree that's not bearing fruit. You understand? So eventually the Lord is going to curse that individual who doesn't get his mind right and come and do his work, and that's it. Okay? So that's what that means. Right? It's not dealing with the same thing. Yes or no?
This is Psalm 58, and verse 6. Break their teeth, O Most High, in their mouth. Break
their teeth. What's their teeth? The power. A lion's teeth is what? His power. They didn't have his teeth. I mean, he can slap you around a bit, but he can't really damage you. Right? His power is his teeth. Right? So now their power is what? Their military might. The Lord is going to break their military might. There's even a scripture that says the Lord will destroy all their armies. Go ahead.
Break their teeth, O Most High, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces.
That's it. And the arrows that that's speaking about, that's spiritually speaking about those nuclear missiles. Because that's going to be one of the main things that's going to take this devil down. Okay? He's going to basically self-destruct. Russia's going to destroy America through nuclear missiles. And that's going to be the end. Once you see America hit with nuclear missiles, that is the end of the Edomite rule. They're done. Right. Okay? Because the elect is already, but before that time, right before the missiles hit, the elect is going to be beamed up, the elect of the nation of Israel. They're going to be beamed up into the chariots. Yes. He's going to kill Yahweh Shai. Actually, Yahweh Shai is going to pick them up out of, into, you're going to see the chariots in the sky. He's going to deliver the elect. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to come back down to what? To set up rulership on it. To take the power. Say something, take the kingdom. Get me, put them from the holes in the rocks. Okay? You got something? Okay, go ahead. Give me Revelation 21.
This is Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his, verse 30, Salaki. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
Why are they going to mourn when they see the Lord come back? Because that's the end, that's the sign of the end of their rulership. The sign of the beginning of the Israelites' rulership. It's not going to be good. They understand he's not coming for their good. He's coming to make war against them. You understand? And they're not going to win. Not even close.
They said the signs.
We're already seeing those signs, right? We're already seeing those earthquakes and that. Oh, we're definitely. You're going to see it. We're going to see it in our lifetime. That's right. This is the last generation.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect.
He's going to gather the elect. Okay, go ahead.
From the four winds, from one end of the heaven
right.
to the other.
Whether they be in Nigeria, whether they be in Jamaica, whether they be in Haiti, whether they be in Dominican Republic, whether they be anywhere in the earth, whether they be in Italy, wherever they're at, wherever the elect is at, the Lord is going to gather them up. Go ahead.
Daniel 7 and verse 17, these great beasts.
But only Israelites. He's not coming to pick up more, okay? He's not coming to pick up no other nation. He's only coming to pick up Israelites. They might look like those nations, right? They might lack melanin. They might not have melanin in their skin, but if their spirit is that of an Israelite, their lineage goes back to Jacob, and they're of the elect, they will be delivered. That's right. Go ahead. If they believe on Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
Daniel 7 and verse 17, these great beasts which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
How is that going to happen? We're not going to take it by tanks. We're not going to take it by guns. It's going to be by spiritual powers. Yes. We coming down with spiritual powers. The Lord didn't say our bodies shall be changed. Yep. What are we going to be changed to? Spiritual. We're going to be changed in the same way the Lord's coming back with his spiritual powers. We're going to be like him. All right? Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 21 and verse 1.
Go ahead, pass. Right.
And I saw heaven, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
Hold on. Read that part again.
Verse of Revelation 21 and 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem.
No.
Revelation 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth.
That represents a new rulership. Okay? This is a particular rulership. When you look at the word, new is renewed. Kainos, it means renewed. A renewed earth and a renewed rulership. Because heaven also means rulership. Okay? Go ahead.
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
The first rulership is past. The rulership of the heathen is about to be done away with. Okay? Go ahead.
And there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, come down from the Most High out of heaven.
Now, is he going to see actual buildings come down from heaven? No. He's seeing the people, the elect, come down from the chariots, man. Which is going to make up the new Jerusalem. Okay? Because it's a people before it's a place. And that guy asked before, he said, where is going to be the kingdom of heaven? I said, it's in us. It's in the Israelites. All right? Exactly. Because it's a people before it's a place. We make up the kingdom of heaven. Okay? The Israelites. This doesn't pertain to the other nations. It pertains to us. Go ahead.
It says, and I, John, saw the holy city.
Especially the elect. Go ahead.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem,
Right.
coming down from the Most High.
It's not a new people. It's the same individuals. Okay? But they're going to be renewed. Okay? Go ahead. Their bodies are going to be changed. All of that. Go ahead.
Coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them.
So the Most High is going to literally dwell with us as a people. So whenever they see us in that time, they're going to feel, see now they might come, they might feel the Spirit, but they're going to literally feel the presence of God. I say like General Yohana. Okay? The presence of God in the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
You know? When they see Israel, oh my goodness, and they're going to see the glow. Because our bodies are going to be changed, man. We're going to be set up as a nation of kings and priests with spiritual powers on it, man.
Why was the scripture translated?
Because there was a lot of Greeks. Because there was a lot of Greek Israelites. A lot of Israelites that were following after the Greek way.
Why are you scared of?
First of all, it was first translated into Hebrew. So Greek was an after. The Bible itself was first translated from Hebrew. From the Hebrew to Greek. Right? So it started with the Hebrew. So I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the first translated to Greek. Put it out. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, this is first of all, it's not about being speaking Greek, because there's Greek Edomites. Understand? You know, the people that call themselves Greek today, the majority of them are Edomites. That has nothing to do with it. So yeah, but anyways, these people are those. Anyways, let's get the last one.
Finishing it up, it says, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power.
Because we got to get into the fact that when we come down, we're coming down to set up order. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed.
We shall not all sleep, meaning we're not all going to die, but we're going to change. Meaning what? Our bodies are going to change. Those of the elect. Go ahead.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump,
Right. What's going to happen at the last trump? That's when Russia's going to shoot those nuclear missiles to America, okay, to destroy them. Not just Russia, China, even a lot of America's allies are going to shoot missiles on them. That's part of the prophecy, right?
For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
And we're going to be changed, okay? The elected nation of Israel is going to be changed, right? Spiritual bodies with spiritual power,
Superman.
Immortal bodies. Go ahead.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Right.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
We're going to change from mortal bodies to immortal bodies. Bodies that never get old, never get sick, never get pain, never get fatigue. Go ahead.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
Can't be penetrated. Go ahead.
and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Right.
O death, where's thy sting?
Right.
O grave, where's thy victory?
It's going to be suave and victory. Why? Because we ain't going to die again. After that, once we're changed, once the Israelites are changed, there's not going to be any more death for us. You understand? Say it again? Yes, when the Lord comes back and we go up into those chariots, the Lord willing to be of that number, we're going to be changed. Okay? We're not going to die again. Okay? Go ahead. That's pertaining to the Israelites. That right there, that covenant, that promise, is only pertaining to the Israelites. The heathen, well, guess what? They're going to be living a lot longer. Okay? A heathen might live 300, 400 years in complete health. You know? Without changing. What's going to change? Why? Because, first of all, the food right now is all defiled. Okay? The earth is under a curse. The food that you have, the nutrients that you get, you're not getting the full. Everyone is nutrient deficient. When you go back to the ancient world, men were a lot stronger. Okay? They lived longer. Okay? Now they're all messed up because the wicked is ruling and he's destroying them. See what I'm saying? So when the righteous is ruling, everything is going to flourish. See, an apple is this size. Apple ain't supposed to be this size. An apple's supposed to be like this, man. Okay? But grape, the scriptures speak about 2 strong men needing to carry a cluster of grapes stack. A grape, you can hold that with 2 fingers, man. A cluster of grapes. Back then, you needed 2 strong men. See, this is the thing they don't tell you, man. These are the things, this is true history that we're bringing up. Go ahead, man.
Ecclesiasticus 37, verse 25. The days of the life of men may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable.
So that's what's coming for the Israelites, man. Innumerable days. But anyways, let's get it when we come down. Let's get it when we come down. I want to end off on that. Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth.
The armies. The host is an army. Most of the ones that are on high, there's these Edomites in their army. Okay? Right?
And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit.
So we're going to gather them as prisoners. We're going to take these Edomites, these elites, and the rest of these Edomites, we're going to gather them as prisoners, man. Go ahead.
And shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited.
And then we're going to put them in a pit, a particular prison, and we're going to visit them after many days.
No food.
Because they're getting ready to be slaves, man. These Edomites and these other nations, especially these Edomites, because they're going to be treated the worst. They're going to be slaves unto us, man. You're crying about slavery. They're crying. Us, we don't know about the rest of our people. We don't give a damn. That's okay. You put us in slavery. Ain't no problem. You're about to get a payback, boy.
That's
that
right.
you never. You're gonna wish you never. You're gonna wish you never existed when you get to that time. Oh yeah. They're gonna look nice with chains on them too. Matter of fact, get Isaiah 40 guys. No, Isaiah 40. I don't think you got nothing better than Isaiah 40. Psalm.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 149, and verse 5.
That's what I thought.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds.
Right.
Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains.
We're going to bind them up with chains. This is literal. And this is going to happen when the Lord comes back, man. When we come back down from his chariot. Literally. This is not a spiritual chain we're binding. It's a literal chain. What?
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Yeah, it's false. It's a false image. Who said he was blue-eyed? It's a false image. Go ahead, read.
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the
So that's
Lord.
what's getting ready to happen, man. They're about to be bound up. They're about to be slaves unto us, okay? And they're about to build up. They're going to build up. The heathen are going to build up the kingdom of heaven for us. See, we serve the heathen for free. They're going to serve us for free. But they're going to build up the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be they're going to be honored to do that work. Okay? Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and verse 10. The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
What's that? Any other nation that's not of our nation. They're going to build up our walls. Go ahead.
And their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on
Right,
thee.
he punished us, but he's about to show that favor unto us. See? You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, man, be thankful you're not an Edomite. Okay? Be thankful. You don't even know. Be thankful you're not an Edomite.
He just said something interesting. Nobody knows how Yahweh Shai look. He just said that.
Oh, just said no one knows how you. Well, no one knows exactly how he looks, but we know his description. His description is he's described as a so-called black man with white woolly hair. Okay, it's the exact opposite of what you're portraying. Okay.
It bothers me a lot.
Yeah.
I told you.
That's a false thing.
No.
No, I know what you mean. But this is the same image right there. That's the same image right there. Okay? We should stop on Caesar. But this is the true depiction of the Lord in the Bible. This is what it describes in Revelations and Daniel. This is how he looks. Okay?
God himself has
God himself. God himself looks just like him. Yeah. It's not long, like an afro. It's like sheep's wool.
over. Can you be God?
Those are false images. Those are false images. It's a so-called black. It's a so-called black number one point. That's how God and His Son looks. Okay, they look the same. They look similar.
Because Jesus said that, no? Yeah, he said
Which we ain't even going to that right now, but we get ready to lock up. I mean, we could, we can make a point, but I mean, you know what? Read Revelation 1.
It's the book of Revelation chapter
I'm
1
going to show you something, right?
and verse 13.
But that means they're in agreement. That doesn't mean they look the same. It means they're in agreement. But when Philip asked, show us the Father, he said, have I been so long with you? You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying that he looks like the Father. Go ahead.
Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garments down to the foot, and girded about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like.
So he had a long garment right down to the foot. Okay, go ahead. No, just pass, man. You look so dismayed. Just pass.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Go ahead, man.
as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His hair was white as snow, right? Meaning it was all grays. Okay, go ahead.
And his
Say like, read it again.
verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like
It was
wool.
white in color, woolly in texture. White in color, woolly in texture. Now that's the opposite of what they show you. Okay, now who has woolly hair? When you go into the definition, even in the Webster, right? Black people have woolly hair. So-called black people have woolly hair. An afro, this is woolly hair. That's woolly hair. This is woolly hair. That's woolly hair. Okay, so-called black people have woolly hair, like sheep's wool. Well, yours would be the straight hair. It's not, it's not sheep. No, because there's different color wool, right? You got brown wool, you got spotted wool, you got black wool. Okay, sheep come in different colors. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. It's actually more rare to find a sheep without blemish. Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Right. So it was white in color, woolly in texture. So it's like a white afro. Okay, go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were like a flame of fire. Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned.
Now, what color is brass? When you look at brass, like think about a penny or bronze. That's the same color as brass. Okay? Bronze. It's the same thing. Same color. Which color is that? It's brown. It's about your complexion. Okay? Or maybe even a bit darker. Okay? That's bronze. Copper too. Copper too. All right? Copper too. But I think more because in the Spanish it says bronze. Okay? But right, bronze, all right? That's a brown color. That's a dark brown. Now he's looking at his feet now, right? So your feet is the same color as the rest of your body, right? Unless you got a skin disease. And I know the Lord didn't have no skin disease. Okay? Right?
And his feet like unto fine brass,
It was brown,
as if they burned in the furnace.
dark brown as if it burned. So he was a very dark-skinned man. Very dark-skinned. Okay? Right?
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
And his voice like the sound of many waters, meaning he had a powerful voice, a powerful voice. He didn't sound like an Edomite. But that is true. It is. But the thing is this, they're not white. You understand? We established they're not white. Huh? Yes, because white represents non-blemish. That's why they call themselves. But that's all psychological. They're not white. The true white people is really us. It's really the Israelites. You know what I mean? Spiritually. Right? Because if your skin is white, you got a skin disease. If you got pale skin, that's a skin disease. Okay? So everything white, just because it means pure, doesn't mean everything white is going to make sense. You know? If you got if all your pupils are white, there's a problem. Okay? If you got white pupils, there's a problem. Okay? Just like if you got that so-called, that pale skin, that's a skin disease. That's leprosy in the Bible. Right? That describes, don't you know that the skin they have is described as leprosy? But when they show you in the movies what leprosy is, what do they say? A person with all kind of bumps on his face. That's not the point. According to the Bible, the scripture don't speak about that being leprosy. The scriptures literally speak about having black pigmentation. Okay? We bring that out all the time. But anyways, man, we ain't even gonna go into that today, man. We don't went through enough. Every Tuesday and Saturday. Every Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday and Saturday. So, yeah, they come too, but they don't have the truth. But you go to them if you want. That's it. But yeah. No. I mean, they preach what they preach. You know, they preach what they preach, but it's a false doctrine. They're going to tell you the truth. You know, that's right. We're not going to hold back the truth. The truth is that if you're not teaching the correct doctrine. Okay. If you like wasting your money,
no.
But hold on, are we selling you anything? No. Look how much knowledge you got. But look, you got all this for free, right?
I know,
but that's what I'm saying. Why would you waste your money when you're getting all this knowledge for free?
Why?
Oh, something. I mean, you could just watch us on YouTube. You know, we have it on YouTube. Well, TV.
I just walked it out because you were.
That's it. But that makes sense. I understand. But we're out here every Tuesday and Saturday. So. But we're out here every Tuesday and Saturday. So you can always see us, eh? All right. Yeah. You have a good night, eh? You have a good night, eh? Yeah. Tuesday. Lord willing. How about that?
Thanks a lot for you guys.
All right. All right, man. So you learned something today.
A lot. I told you dreaming yesterday. That's how I told you. If you don't want me to know you, then I cannot drink.
You should pray to ask the seed to reveal if you're an Israelite. That's what you should ask.
That's right.
To reveal to you whether you're a true descendant of Jacob or not. So pray that's how you pray. But pray to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Let's see if he'll answer you. Right. Yeah, that's up to you, bro. That's up to you. I'm just saying that's a good thing to know. But anyways, bro, we're gonna close up. So take care. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Have a good day, man.
All right. So with that, we're gonna close up and give all praises going on
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wachakadosh.
All right, double honors to the apostle, the elders, the great millstone. Salutation, much love and respect to brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shemai,
Shemai,
Allah,
Yahweh,
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 Shemai, Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Soon.